Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Good evening and welcome to Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Very much appreciate you tuning us in as we get into CE5, Alien Contact. Aliens, extraterrestrials. Lily Nova is here tonight to break it all down. And I'm telling you, she's got a good hair day going. Very good hair day. And you can tell by her teeth, she brushes and flosses at least twice a day. At least twice a day. She might even use them Crest white strips. I'm not sure. But you guys can be the judge of that when we return. Let's say hello to everybody in our chat room so far tonight. We have Nightmare in the gold medal position, Sugar Britches with the silver, and Race Fan with the bronze medal. Hello, Penny Van and Sundance Kid. Robert Lamoth, little Timmy Senor. How you doing, buddy? Roy Boy, Chris 716, Markham, Brown Dwarf. Good to have you all here. Michael Morris is here. Michael Morris will be signing autographs after the show. Line up to the left of the studio, if you don't mind. To the left of the studio. Hi, Donna. Hi, Bargov Parmar. How are you? Welcome to SOR Chat. Desert Rat, Ed Clater, Rocket 9, Kurt M. Good to have you all here. My man, Dennis Zuniga, a great veteran of the United States Army. Thank you for your service, my friend. We love our veterans around here. And by the way, Dennis will be signing autographs after the show as well. Line up to the I believe that would be the left of the studio, if you don't mind, to the left of the studio. Luscious Jules, Mama Susan, Jenna A., and Brad Ford. How are you? Karen K., welcome to SOR Chat. Simon in Australia. Laura Lobbs, friend of Squirrel. Forrest Louie, good to see you all. Pixie Lara, Kim Stanley, and my man Millennium, good to see you all. Doug Shelby is here. The Doug Shelby has arrived, which means we can officially start this show. Hi, Nancy Thames and Worsley. How are you? JSCO, good to see you. Monica, Me Woiken, good to have you both here. Chasing the Milk, welcome to SOR Chat. Gizmo, how you doing? And same as Matthew Gutka, good to see you. Tomothman, nice to have you back. Science Melinda is back. Science Melinda will be signing autographs after the show as well. Line up to the right of the studio, if you don't mind. To the right of the studio. Continuing on, Stargazer, Pat Toohey, Ozzy Sue, Lisa C. Darby, welcome to SOR Chat. There's the Mac Geek. Good to see you all. Jay Burke, thanks for coming on in. Hi, Richard Elmore and War Criminal, Digger Dog. Good to see you all. And let's continue on here. Esmeralda and Forrest Louie, thank you so much for kicking off the Super Chat tonight. The Super Chat is a wonderful way to support what we do on this show on a nightly basis. So thank you, Louie, for getting things started. Hi, Richard Minnick, Alien Critter, TMI, Welsh Hammer. Good to see you all here. Continuing on with our roll call tonight, we have Dr. Robert Steers. How you doing, my friend? I noticed you noticed the message to Science Bob. He will get to it. I promise you he will. Susie 2020 from Alberta. Yeah, where in Alberta are you, Susie? Let us know, because we know that you're probably a good cowgirl from Alberta. They're all good cowgirls in Alberta. We love them. I love Alberta. It's awesome. Chillgasm, how are you? And Human Carl, another great veteran, not to be misconstrued with Alien Carl. And by the way, tonight is Alien Carl's 8th anniversary of appearing at my window. We're going to get into that later on in the show. Sparkles on Facebook, the scowling Greg O'Brien. How are you? That's a good scowl you got going on tonight, my man. Daryl Zerline, how are you? Ozzy Ange, nice to see you. And Area 51, nice to have you here. Hi, Kathy Evans, Logan L. and Jessica. Let's start the radio side, shall we? That way we can get Bill WD40 into the chat room, and he'll smooth it on out. He'll lube us on up. That way we have a smooth show tonight. Dirt Road, Mike Bothwell, how are you? And there's Shaq Rustleford. How are you, man? And who else do we have here with time winding down? Well, you're in Edmonton. Let's go Oilers. Yeah, we've got a good. God damn, that was a good hockey game last night. Love my Oilers. Guy Calgary, sorry about your Flames. And Mike Bothwell, thank you for the super chat, my fellow Canuck. 10 seconds here, and let's go. Jay, how are you? Here we go. Let's do the horns up thing and rock out. From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on Odyssey Radio, TalkStream Live, and KPNL. All of our archives are free. Join us at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old baby the favor, hit that subscribe button. You can follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Read the news wire. Check out our swag as well. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. We got a great show of serious woo tonight. Lily Nova is going to talk about ET Contact, CE5. She got aliens, everyone. She got some serious aliens. And that's why I kind of like her, because, I got these great friends like Lily Nova, Samantha Mowat, and many others, our Keith Andrews. They all got aliens. Even random guys got aliens. We're going to get into that tonight with Lily Nova just momentarily. Then in hour number 3, we're going to head to the swamp. And then filling in for Super Duke on the Cryptid Report, Danielle Barrosen from the After Hours show here on our YouTube channel. She will be with us. We're actually going to break down 8 years of Carl. 8 years of Carl tonight. Where is he? Where is he? I haven't felt his energy since 2018. Remember the old sound that I was telling you all about, that I heard the conversation in my backyard? Movie signs. Yeah, Carl will hopefully make a return tonight. Let's hope. Let's hope. Maybe he'll show up and start putting some orbs right behind me here. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's also Dave 101 night, and we will, I'll tell you a little bit about that. It's an I told you so moment on the Dave 101. And then we'll get to the strange news. All right, let's get to it here. Lily Nova is a UFO photographer, ET contactee, CE5 practitioner, channeler, psychic, and DNA activator. Her story and footage have been published in mainstream media news, including the LAD Bible and the Mirror. That's how we found her, by the way. UFOs began visiting Lily during COVID while out shooting space photography. As her experiences progressed, she learned about these otherworldly beings and how to initiate contact with them. They taught her how to activate her dormant DNA and psychic abilities. She now uses these gifts to channel messages, activations, and healing on her YouTube channel, Lily Nova. And she is dedicated to sharing her findings and experiences with the world, because she is one of them star being type people. Let's get right to her. Lily Nova, it is always a pleasure to have you on Spaced Out Radio. This is your second time here. Good to have you back, my friend.
It is so good to see you again. Thank you for having me on.
I'm so excited that you are here tonight, because tonight is actually a big night. It is the 8-year anniversary of my alien Carl coming to my window. And we'll get into this maybe a little bit later with Danielle, but I'll fill you in. So on April 20th, 2015, I was broadcasting a show. And I used to have this dinky little studio in my house, which was right beside my front door. And I had a window right there beside the front door. It used to be my daughter's bedroom. And this is what happened. This is a good way to start off the show, actually, with some serious woo. For the 3 nights previous, I'm a guy who always has my outside lights on. I like them being on. I don't like darkness outside, and this is at my old house, not here where I got animals roaming around and you can open your door at any time and see a deer or a cougar or a bear or a moose, right? No, this was in the city. But for some reason, it was night number 3. I hadn't turned my outside lights on. And all of a sudden, I'm about 10 minutes into the show, interviewing a gentleman named Harvey Kraft about Buddha, of all topics. And out of the corner of my eye, because the window is on my left, out of the corner of my eye, I see something move out the window. Now, my first inclination is this. Crap. One of my friends forgot I got a radio show now, and they're going to walk to the front door. I have paper-thin walls. My dogs are going to bark because I had a little Chihuahua dachshund named Zero at that time, who, if there was a crosswind, that was 30 minutes of barking. Okay. Yeah. So from there, after a few minutes, I realized the dogs hadn't barked and there's been no knock at the door. So Harvey's speaking. I put my microphone on mute. I swivel my chair over and look out the window. And there's this giant alien head outside the window staring at me. Giant black blue eye or black almond shaped eyes. He had the real chiseled face, like it wasn't a smooth gray face, but it actually, like, you could see the bone structure of the cheeks and of the chin, and he had just a slight little slit of a mouth. And I sat there and I looked and realized that I was actually seeing this. So I did what any man would do at that point. And Harvey, by the way, is speaking in my headphones. I screamed and I fell back in my chair. And then I jumped up to the window and he was gone. If it was a human being, I would have seen him running across my grass, running across by my front door, running out to the left where my carport was or my garage. I would have seen him. It was that fast.
Wow.
And he was gone. The legend of Carl.
That's amazing. And they can be like there and gone in 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Vanish.
I'll get into the rest of that story with our audience in hour 3 here. But let's talk about your aliens, because this isn't about me. This is about you. You got some aliens during COVID. What happened?
Yeah, I got some aliens during COVID. So it wasn't anticipated. So just to kind of summarize things, I'm a nutritionist. I was practicing nutrition. And then whenever COVID hit, it's lockdown, I started going out and shooting space photography with my camera. I've got a nice like DSLR camera. So I started going out and taking pictures of the Milky Way. It's like the middle of lockdown. Everything's closed. So that's what I was doing every single night. And a couple months into it, I had my first close encounter with a UFO. And this was like a really, really close encounter. I was on my front porch. I went outside. It was probably about like 1, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And there was a craft hovering over the neighborhood. I pulled out my phone to start recording it because I'm like, oh my God, I think this is a UFO. And then a weird orange light appeared at the end of my street. And then whenever I looked back, a second craft had appeared. It was a huge diamond shaped craft where I was like bending my neck, looking up at it. It went up, down, side to side. Then it started coming straight towards me. And it went right above my head. I was half expecting a beam of light to come down and suck me up, but nothing happened. It just vanished. And after that, I just started seeing them left and right. So I started documenting them with my camera. And I started like kind of investigating them and learning about them. And then I'm like, I think they're communicating with me. They're trying to tell me something. They want me to show this to people, this footage. So that's how it started. I started documenting them and I began a relationship with them. Then they started talking to me and appearing to me in other ways. So they just began teaching me about woo-woo stuff, really. I was surprised, but they started teaching me about spirituality and energy and activating psychic abilities and things like that. So ever since then, like I've had that's been my life. It's taken over my life. It's so exciting. It's a huge deal. I mean, I dropped everything because this is really happening and they're here. They're already
Yeah.
here.
It really is life altering, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what? For you, when you started kind of exposing yourself to this, did you know anything about UFOs? Did you know anything about ET contact? Have you, did my introduction to it was Fire in the Sky. I
Mm.
thought all aliens were bad
Ah.
because I saw what happened to Travis Walton in the movie, and they said it was based on a true story. I didn't realize that they had butchered it that much at that time back in 2014 when my stuff really started happening. But for you, did you study this topic? What did you know about it?
No, I didn't know much about it, but whenever I was younger, my dad had showed me Ancient Aliens, so I used to watch that with him for a little bit. So that was kind of my introduction, and that expanded my mind a little bit. But then that was to the extent of it. I wasn't researching this. I had that even being outside under the stars every night, that UFOs were the last thing I was thinking of. And it actually did kind of freak me out whenever I first had my experiences because there is a lot of negative programming about it. And then I discovered that these beings were, it's not like that at all. Soon I began to figure out, okay, because I started researching after I started having these experiences. I was seeing them left and right. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Is this normal? I contacted MUFON and they were concerned for me because I was like, I've seen 14 crafts in the matter of like 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on. They were like super concerned. But I soon found out that I was beginning to find out more than the information that was out there, and it was just all wrong, really. So yeah, I'm a clean slate, and I think that's part of the reason why this started happening to me, because I was pretty much a clean slate. I wasn't into this, I was doing totally other things, and yeah, so yeah, it was pretty new.
Okay, and that actually brings up a good point because we've often talked about that on this show. When you're new, how have you learned over your couple of years? Because it's only been a couple of years
Mhm.
since you've come out now. Okay, how have you learned how to find the right people to share your story with, to share your experiences? Because there's a lot of garbage out there. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of infighting, a lot of backlash. It's not a pretty community at the best of times. Yet for somebody like you or somebody like me, when we come into this cold, we have to find a path in order to make room for ourselves, because we're not only are we trying to get our experiences out, but we're trying to learn what's going on as well. So how has that been for you?
Mhm. Well, at first it was very difficult, definitely. Like nobody believed me at first. I received a lot of backlash. My mom's husband at the time would like make fun of me. My brother would like cuss me out. All of it was very difficult at first. But I mean, I stuck with it and I stopped. Then I started to kind of get a feel for who to talk to about this. And you kind of, with people who don't know or who haven't had an experience, you really got to just plant very small seeds and just kind of like test the water, like kind of get their mind to expand a little bit at a time. Now my mom's saging the house and I'm pretty open with her about these things. But I started sharing on TikTok. Actually, I started sharing my footage on TikTok. So I know not everybody has a platform where they can, share these things. So it may be different for other people, but that's why I'm part of what I do on my channel, on my YouTube channel, is help build a safe space for people. So actually, YouTube communities is a really good place to just meet people online who you can share these things with, or also conferences. I met a ton of people at conferences, and that's a really good way to meet others too. It's like meeting family whenever you go to events like that.
Isn't that truthful?
Yeah.
Isn't that truthful? And, for a lot of people who are afraid to come out, okay, for every Lily Nova out there, there's probably about 20 or 30 that are sitting at home silent. What is your message to people out there who are afraid to come out, afraid to bring their stories to the social media, afraid maybe because of their family, their religion, their jobs, or just the fear of people, being critical about what they've experienced? What do you tell those people?
Mhm. Well, honestly, I made all new social media accounts because, the friends and family that you grew up with in your town, like I went back onto my old Facebook and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I would feel weird kind of sharing some of the things that I share now on that." So I made new social media and um yeah, just meeting people online and yeah.
It's tough though because you're literally creating a whole new life for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think it's getting much easier. It's getting easier because people are starting to open. Now there's UFOs in the like my aunt who would have never talked about these things. She sent me an article earlier. So it's starting to become normalized. I would say just hang in there. It's getting easier. It's getting easier. It's becoming more open now, but definitely finding a community will help to empower you to, get the courage to and just the support to be
Right.
yourself. We're all becoming like new people at this point. Like I went through a huge kind of like death and rebirth whenever this happened to me. So I'm sure that's, how it is for a lot of people too. So you're like becoming a totally new person, really. It can be
No,
tough.
I would agree. I would 100% agree with you on that. As you have gone on your journey the last couple of years, what have you learned about yourself regarding this? Because it could either be something that is very vague or it could be something that is very blunt and feels like you're getting punched in the stomach with new information each and every day or each and every week. What have you learned about yourself through this?
What have I learned about myself? That's a really good question. Well, you're kind of, like I was saying, like rebuilding who you are and what you really like. Reality is not what you think it is. So you start caring less about kind of like the stupid things or what everybody else wants you to do, and you start really diving deep into who you are and what makes you you, what you want to do, how you want to express yourself. And honestly, meditation has helped tremendously with that. It may sound like a little woo, but that has helped me so, so, so much, meditation.
That's one thing I struggle with. Meditation. Meditation. How the heck do you do that? How does that actually work? And I could feel
Yeah.
my friend Kira rolling her eyes at me. Dave, I've told you many a times how to meditate. I mean, yes, Kira. Yes, Kira. Yes,
Mhm.
Kira. But the idea behind the fact that you are now very public about your own ET contact, your own experiences, you know, out of everything you've experienced, as we got about 5 minutes to go here before we go to break at the bottom of the hour, what's your coolest experience that you've had to date? One that you look back on and you're like, that trips me out. I can't believe that happened to me.
Yeah, well, kind of to come up. The most recent one I would say would be I actually felt beings in my room. But it was interesting because I couldn't like see them, but I could feel them. So I was working one night. This was not that long ago. This was like a couple months ago. And I got the telepathic message, go lay down. We're here. I knew they wanted to send me some messages or do something. So I was like, okay. So I go in, I go lay down in my bed. And then suddenly I felt beings in each corner of my room and beings beside me. And these beings were actually from inner earth. They were inner earth beings. So we have them too. We don't just have the beings that are out in space, we have the beings that are in inner earth as well, which is just trippy and awesome. But I started feeling them doing, suddenly I started feeling this going
Oh,
up, yeah, going up my arms. And I felt it like no mistake about it. And these beings very, very close to my face, but I couldn't see them because they're in another dimension, but I could actually feel them. So I just relaxed while they were doing work on me, but that really tripped me out. That was very recent. So they can be right in front of you and you can't even see them, just like how Carl like was there 1 second. He was probably still there. He just switched into another dimension, but he could still see you.
He actually ran.
Oh,
I
did
my
he?
my friend R. Keith Andrews, who'd never seen my house before,
Mhm.
okay? He's like, "Do you live on a hill? And between you and your neighbor, there's a stairway on their side, and there's grass going down like a little knoll." I'm like, "Yes." Like, just pictured it like I'm looking at it right now. And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's where his craft was parked." He goes, "It's only about 20 feet between the houses, right?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"Yeah." And he's like, "That's where the craft was." He got the hell out of Dodge, man. He was afraid that you saw him.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I guess I wasn't supposed to see him.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's incredible. That's funny. Yeah, the craft are also really trippy. One of the other experiences that just really blows my mind was actually my second experience. I was out, so I didn't know nothing at the time. I was out shooting space photography by myself at an astronomy park in the middle of the night. There's cornfields around me. And then suddenly I see a craft to my right. I see a craft to my left. I turn around, there's 2 craft behind me, and then there's a craft right in front of me, and I realized that I was surrounded by UFOs. And it stayed like that basically for the next, like, 5 hours. I sat up there with them around me. They were just kinda going back and forth, and I just recorded them. So that still
That
blows my
is
mind.
that is aw Have you ever had a scenario where a craft didn't want you to take its picture?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that it's always been very intentional with me. Yeah.
Last year, I had a situation. We have this hotspot that we found last year. We've had fairies in the trees, we've had UFOs, we have had Sasquatch sighting there, and Sasquatch, you could hear them wooing in the background. Okay, it's pretty intense. And then there was that one day where I don't know what the hell was there. But nonetheless, the one day when the UFOs showed up, I watched 2 orbs. And then, or pardon me, I'm staring at the sky just like I'm looking at you, about that angle. And my buddy Mike is right beside me. And I turn to see where my son is, turn back. There's now 2 orbs right in the sky, bright white. Third one manifests out to make the triangle. The second I went to pull my phone out of my pocket, it was like, oh crap, he's going to take a picture of us. The 2 bottom ones
Mhm.
disappeared instantaneously, and the other one faded out. I was
Wow.
like, "You sons of guns."
Yeah.
That's not very fair.
Of course, and I've had some Sasquatch experiences recently too, so we'll have to chat about that also.
Oh, I love this. This is just getting awesome. This is have you seen him yet?
I haven't seen them, like, physically, psychically. So whenever your psychic abilities develop, if
Mhm.
it's easier for them to contact you that way. So I've seen them through vision, but they were all around. I just went to Arkansas, and there's, like, 100 miles of crystals under Arkansas. There's tons of Sasquatch there, and, yeah, I went with a friend on a woo-woo trip, and we basically hung out with Sasquatch all week, a whole family of them, like, even
Yeah.
children.
They won't let us into our area yet. Number 1, there's way too much snow, but number 2, I guess the babies are out right now, according to my psychic Sasquatch lady, Robin McCrae, who you
Mhm.
will have to have a conversation with. And she is the most amazing lady. And actually, next year, I'll be speaking at a Sasquatch conference that Robin helps out with in Nebraska. So,
Aw.
so that's going to be really cool to do that. But yeah, you need to talk to Robin because she has like total communication with them. We're not here for Sasquatch though. We got Lily Nova talking about ET experiences, CE5. How do you communicate with them aliens? Do you want some aliens? She's going to teach us how to do it next on the Mighty SOR. And Carl, wherever you are out there, come say hello. It's been 5 years, man. All right, we are clear. And you got a lot of your people in our audience tonight, so I want to say a big thank you for bringing a bunch of people. So I just want to explain to people who may not be familiar with us. We are a hybrid of a live radio show combined with live on YouTube and live on our podcast. So we have to take a commercial break at the bottom and top of the hour to time everything out with our radio stations. So you guys actually get behind the scenes of what we do. And so it is a little bit different, but it's the way we have to do things in order to accommodate our 8 radio stations that broadcast this show. So just bear with us, but you get to hang out with us and, see us, pick our teeth and all this. And, look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. I told you that's at least Crest White strips right there. At least Crest White strips once a day.
I want to say hi to Jay and Katie. Yeah, I see a bunch of the fam in the chat. It's awesome to see you guys here. Paranormal Pixie, Nick, Chasing the Milk, Darby was here too. Thank you guys for coming to hang out.
Absolutely. And the one thing that we should ask, if you like Lily, you're going to love our style. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell. We are here 7 days a week for listening entertainment. We talk all woo all week, and including the weekends. And it's amazing. So if you could do that for us, we'd appreciate it. Let's give a shout out here to Hadley. Thanks for coming on in. Super crazy movie geek. Good to see you again. Nathan from the Quantum Show, thanks for coming on in. Who else has arrived late? Aussie Rob, how's your ham hocks, buddy? Let us know. And who else has joined us here? Jennifer Rocho, or is it Rocco? I apologize. Welcome to SOR Chat. And Eve Clancy, nice to see you again. And I'm addicted to saying hello to people. Sharon Starseed, welcome to SOR Chat. General Sorrow, welcome to SOR Chat as well. And Annette Horn, thank you for tuning us in. Welcome. Stevie Franchise, nice to see you. We got a good crowd so far. Good crowd so far. Handsome crowd. Very handsome crowd. Mm-hmm. What did you drink? What was that weird bottle? That looks like a bottle of olive oil.
It's aloe vera. Have you had it before?
I'm fat, my dear.
No. It's got little chunks of aloe in it. It's really weird, but it's really good. Aloe drink.
Ocean says, I really want to share that I really enjoy Lily's healing activations. That's awesome. That is awesome.
The ETs help me heal people.
I had last year, I actually had my first DNA reprogramming and activation with Geraldine Orozco.
Oh, wow.
And it blew me away. Like, I was out. I thought I was out for like maybe 20 minutes, and she had me out for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And I still don't have recall of what she got out of me, but holy cow, I'm sure it was heavy. But
was this like a hypnosis, or was it like it was interesting?
Yeah. Hey, Nathaniel Gillis, how you doing, buddy? We got to get you back on soon, my man. Let's see who else. Annette Horn, welcome to the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jabbar, welcome to the show. Thank you. And let's see here. Yeah, I haven't had any good aliens lately. Vash the Impaler, how are you? They shut me down. Shut me down. I don't know for how long, but I have a feeling this is going to be a good summer, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that the contact experiences are definitely going to pick up, and the sightings.
Hope so. Jacqueline Cuevas, welcome. Horror Realm, how you doing, buddy? And Aiden, how you doing? Dave Walters, how you doing, buddy? How's Taco Bell down in Kamloops, man? He's like 2 hours south of me, and that's the closest Taco Bell. Yeah, I know. There's no Taco Bell in my town. Rub it in, people. Rub it in. We got 30 seconds.
No Taco Bell, huh?
No. Thank you to Pam, Kira, Mike, and Louie for the amazing super chats. It's a wonderful way to support what we do on this show on a nightly basis. Hi, Tree Dances. How you doing? And don't forget, you can shop at our website, spacedoutradio.com. We got great gear, including the new FU Dave shirt. Here we go, everyone. Second half hour of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. My name is Dave Scott. It's great to hear you and see you watching us live here all over the world. I want to remind you that if you miss portions of this show or others, check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/spaced out radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot, reading the news wire. Check out our swag as well. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. Here we go with Lily Nova. She has a YouTube channel by the same name, Lily Nova, and you want to check it on out if you want to learn about aliens, ETs, ET contact, DNA reprogramming, absolutely everything, psychic, intuitive healing, and how to protect your teeth. Lily, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thanks again for having me.
Not a problem. Okay, so there's a lot of people out there who are always like, and I'm sure you hear it too, they're like, I don't care what it is. I just need to know for myself. I want my own experience. How do I get in contact with some aliens? How do I make this happen?
I love helping people do that. So there's a few ways that you can do it. Going out and stargazing is going to help. Just spending some time outside. And don't just try, kind of like once and then, or just like, I don't want to cuss, but don't try it just once for like 5 minutes. Put a little bit of time into it. But go outside, spend some time outside, set the intention. Really, like the most important thing is setting the intention and then ask also. Ask. I ask to make contact with loving extraterrestrials, or you can say my star family. I like saying star family. It's just a very positive, word. And a lot of these beings, they are our family. So you set the intention, you ask, spend some time outside, stargazing, and really meditation is going to be a really, really big help. I know, you said you don't know about, not good at meditation, but just try it. That's going to be phenomenal at helping you to reach a level of just a deeper level, because we're all connected through consciousness. So they can be on the other side of the galaxy. They can be in a whole other galaxy. But if you can kind of quiet your mind and focus on it for a minute, you can make contact with these beings.
How do you know you're getting good beings and not the bad ones?
That's a good question. So that's why I like to tell people to set the intention to specifically that you are only making contact with benevolent beings, positive beings. I haven't had any like negative contact experiences with extraterrestrials, but one time we were out doing CE5, which is human initiated contact with these UFOs. And somebody had a paranormal experience, like a negative paranormal experience. So that's whenever I learned the lesson, be specific about what you want to make contact with. And just being specific is really, really huge. Another part of it would be it's all about frequency and vibration. So do it whenever you're in an elevated frequency, whenever you are in elevated vibration, like whenever you're feeling good, whenever you're high vibe. Don't do it whenever you're don't try to reach out whenever you're like in fear or angry, is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense.
fact that we don't know what's out there and we can only assume, you do have to be careful with the intention. I fully agree with you. But it also does open up, and this is one thing I've learned, and maybe you could talk about it, is the minute you start getting contact, it is like shooting a Kmart blue light special beam about 1 billion miles into the stars, and everything that is flying into that area can now say, oh, that person's got some aliens. Okay, let's go check out that light and see what's going on. So it does open you up to a lot of different experiences.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, after the extraterrestrials and the UFOs, I started seeing angels, I started seeing fairies, I started seeing Sasquatch, I started feeling even spirits. All those it all yeah, it does. It really does open you up. So I think just being very specific, and then also setting strong energetic boundaries if you're going to do this sort of kind of like spiritual work, or connecting with these other realms. Setting energetic boundaries so that you're not just kind of letting anything in is important.
When you say energetic boundaries, explain that for people who may not understand.
So you can literally affirming it and setting the intention is super super powerful. So it can even be as easy as that, just setting the intention. I'm not just any like random energy floating down, the street can come mingle with me. I'm only setting the intention to make contact with positive beings. So setting that intention, and then you can also do like visualization techniques where you visualize like a platinum light or something like around your house. Some people will do before bed, whenever they're going to sleep, they'll put like a platinum bubble around them. It might sound kind of strange, but it actually is very powerful. So just visualizing actual boundaries around you whenever you're doing that.
hmm I can see that. How many different species of extraterrestrial now have you had contact with?
I've seen so many. Yeah, I've seen so many. So some big ones would be beings from Lyra, beings from the Pleiades, beings from Arcturus, beings from the star Sirius, beings from the Orion constellation, beings from the Andromeda galaxy, beings from the Andromeda constellation. There's been so many, and a ton of other ones where I don't even know where they come from. So definitely seen hundreds, if not more.
Is that while you're being taken on in craft or through meditation?
This is mostly through meditation, but so there's a new gift that I've been developing recently. Probably sounds out there, but this is what's happening to me. So usually I would see them through visions, visual telepathy. So I may see a ship, and then I close my eyes, and then they'll send me visions. And so I'll be able, or kind of like I'll be able to remote view them. So I may see their craft, or I may see, them, whatever they want to show me. They'll send me a message that way. More recently, I've been able to go outside, look up, or even just in my room and relax my eyes with my eyes open. And the first time this happened, I saw a ship up in the sky, but it wasn't like a physical ship. I could see it with my eyes, but it wasn't physical. It was like starting to phase into this dimension. And then it came right in front of me, moved up closer, and I could see a group of beings. This is like right in front of me, but they weren't physically there. I could see them. It's kind of hard to explain, but now I'm starting to be able to see into this other dimension. So I'll see them that way, even like while I'm in my room with my eyes open, or whenever I'm taking a bath, I'll just start seeing them, and I'll see them start doing stuff. Like they may do energy work on me or show me, multiple different beings or scenes with my eyes open. I do know that I go up on the ships a lot, and I haven't consciously been like awake and aware on the ship and being able to remember it yet, though. I have seen visions of it as I'm waking up, or just it's been kind of hazy, but I know I was up there, but I haven't consciously been up there and like walked around. So I'm starting to see them this other way while I'm awake and while I'm just sitting there. It's like I'm seeing into this other dimension.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool in regards to that. Now, are you doing a lot of this through channeling?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess technically, yeah, that would be channeling, not trance channeling. Trance channeling is when basically a being comes into your body and speaks through you. So I don't do that. This is different. I'm channeling as in I'm connecting with them and they're mostly sending me visions. And then, I'm speaking whatever they're saying. Or for the healing sessions that I do and the live activations, they're actually connecting with my throat chakra and I'm channeling that way. So I'll sense it and then I'll say it, whatever message I get.
What's the most important message you've got from them?
The most important message is that we are much more than we've been led to believe. There's much more out there than we've been led to believe. One of the most important things that they were starting to teach me in the beginning was about our DNA and how incredibly powerful it is. Our DNA is considered royalty. There's a lot of potential. And scientists say that 95 to 97% of our DNA is junk DNA or dormant. So what they've taught me is that it's not dormant. It's actually very, very powerful DNA. So we're only functioning on about like 5% of our DNA and only about 5% of our brains. So part of what they're doing here and part of what we're doing right now with this awakening and all of the shifting on the planet is activating these other parts of ourselves. And life just becomes much more magical. You begin to develop new gifts and abilities, and life becomes just more exciting. Like it's in manifesting becomes easier. We can be like superheroes essentially. So that's kind of been my favorite part about this whole thing is knowing how truly powerful we are and remembering our history. So we have all of these gifts and abilities and we're just kind of remembering it. We're a species with amnesia.
Why do you think we're not allowed to remember what's gone on in our past prior to our incarnation here? Or excuse me, even with our contact, we only seem to get little snippets of it, and they only give us little traces of memory to remind us that we have had something strange happen.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a lot. I think it's so dense here on Earth that if we remembered what it was like in other places, we wouldn't like it here at all. Because it's very, very dense. We've got a lot of emotions and there's a lot of corruption and all of these things. So I think that's part of the reason why we had to forget all of that, or else we wouldn't want to be here. Um, yeah, and besides that, they give us little bits and pieces at a time. So I'm still figuring it all out myself. Each one of us has a piece to the puzzle. And I think this is much bigger than any of us know, because there's a lot of different types of beings who are interested in us, and just so many different things going on simultaneously at the same time. So it's just much grander than I think any of us even realizes.
I can see that. Now, for all your contact that you have you had negative contact, or have you lucked out so far?
I haven't had any negative contact with extraterrestrials. I have had negative contact with other paranormal things, like negative energies, not an extraterrestrial. Um, so I've had that, and that's not fun. Um, I have had past life memories. So this started happening as well. I didn't know about reincarnation, or I didn't know about any of this stuff before these UFOs started coming. And then I started seeing some of my past lives. So I have seen like galactic wars in some of these past life memories that have come up. So there's definitely like duality out there. But here I haven't had any negative contact that I am aware of.
Do you feel lucky about that? Because a lot of people who have had a lot of positive ET contact have also eventually and unfortunately got the bad stuff that comes along with it too. You know, you got to,
Mhm.
it's like different strokes. You got to take the good, or the facts of life, rather. You got to take the good, to take the bad, and take them both. There you have the facts of life, right?
Yeah, definitely. I do feel very lucky. I think there's definitely way more positive than negative, but for some reason right now, like we were kind of chatting about a little bit before, it seems like a lot of kind of like the negativity is coming up to the surface at this time, and it's kind of being purged. You know, there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on also in the media and all that, and just we're doing a lot of healing at this time, so all that stuff is kind of like coming up to the surface, and we're cleaning up a lot of these negative energies at this time. But yeah, I feel very fortunate, but I think anybody can have a very positive experience with these benevolent beings. I think the negative experiences are much less frequent, and they will become much less frequent as we go.
All right. We have about 8 minutes to go here before we have to go to break at the top of the hour. Lily Nova is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We will get to audience questions in hour number 2. Lily, for you, the contact has been fast and furious for that. Have you ever figured out, or has any of the beings told you why they've pushed so much onto your shoulders so quickly?
Yeah, that's a good question. I call it basically boot camp because, like I said, I was like a clean slate. And then just the past 2.5 years, it's just been boom, 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 boom. Even some people, they're like, tell the beings, tell the ETs to give you a break because each day I'm like learning something new and doing something, working through something. Um, yeah, I call it Starseed Boot Camp is what I call it, what I've been through. And I'm noticing other people are starting to go through this too. But yeah, it's pretty intense. I think part of the reason why is because I didn't grow up my whole life like being aware of these things. I had a
Right.
very, very normal life. Pretty not very normal, but kind of normal life before this. No UFOs and aliens at least, before 2 years ago.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I lived a happily boring life before them damn aliens got me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want to ask you this. There's a lot of critics out there about people such as yourself, myself, who've had some amazing, extraordinary experiences that seem so sci-fi and futuristic that they don't seem real at all. And they
Yeah.
try and judge us on our emotions. Well, you talk so casually about it, like it's no big deal. Like if this happened to me, I'd be like, jaw dropped and trying to figure it out. How do you react to critics who say, Lily, you're trying to do it to make money, you're trying to do it for a little bit of fortune and fame, get on TV shows, get on the conference circuit? What do you tell your critics?
Man, I haven't had anybody say that to me, I don't think.
Oh, you
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't had anybody quite say that to me. In the beginning, whenever I was sharing my footage, I did have a lot of critics. Um, because, people want to say, oh, that's just this, or oh, that's just that, oh, that's a drone, whatever. So I dealt with it a lot then, but now I think I've created a pretty nice safe space with my YouTube community and on my YouTube where I don't deal with much hate. Fortunately, anymore at least. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's still one of those things, though, that is, in my opinion, very interesting with
Mhm.
how people react and how mad they get.
Mhm.
I mean, it's amazing
Well,
how
yeah.
mad some of these critics get.
Yeah, and it's also because you're changing their paradigm. You're changing their whole reality and they don't like that. To know that this actually exists. I could see how people would really try to avoid that like the plague, some people. Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that too. For you, though, I mean, this is something that you have changed your entire life around with the ETs. Did the ETs ask you to change your career and your path, or did you feel it just necessary that there was a higher circumstance that you were needed for?
Yeah, I knew this was really big. They didn't like per se ask me, but I definitely felt very inspired to continue pursuing this. And there was one point where, I had quit my job as a nutritionist. I was teaching nutrition and cooking classes. I quit right after that happened, shortly after the UFOs started showing up. I was in kind of like a dark place, like at the time. And then these UFOs started showing up. And I began making contact with them, initiating contact with them. Every single day, I would go out at sunset or at night and initiate contact with them. Sometimes they'd show up as orbs. I was beginning to kind of feel them and feel their messages and feel all of this love. And after a while of that, it had been like 6 months, and I'm going out and doing that every single day. I wasn't working at the time. I asked them, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm out here making contact every single day, but what is the end game here? And as I was asking that, I looked up and I was passing a street sign that said revolution. And whenever I saw that, I just knew that this was big. We're starting and fueling a revolution with this. It's very, very important. So since then, I haven't looked back at anything else since, because I just know it's so, so important. So they they didn't really ask me. They inspired me. And I felt it very deeply in my heart and soul too, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
The passion and desire that you have grown for this career and this new age of life that you're in, it really is a revolution within yourself in order to build this. The support that you've got from your spiritual side, as well as the community that you have built, how has that changed the perception of the way you now look at humanity and at life, as we got about 2 minutes to go here?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Well, how has this new change really affected the way you view life on a grand scale and on a personal scale?
How I view life. Yeah, it's changed everything. It definitely, just having one of these experiences changes everything for you. I mean, I live in a whole different world than I think most people live in. But it's exciting. It's exciting for me. I have a lot of hope, because I know that we can do and create beautiful things. I see more of the beauty of life, and then I also see a lot of the old crap that's corrupted that needs to go. So that's where my focus is, mostly just creating the new. But it also it's taught me love. One of the biggest things that these beings have taught me and showed me is love. And with my spiritual side, I've never felt so much love before. It's hard to explain. And once you get a taste of that, like, that's what you want. That's what you want to experience. And it's so beautiful. So I don't know. I love it.
Well, we got to find out about this love thing, because if it's bringing that much peace, love, we got to bring that to the people too. We do have to bring that to the people too, because that's what it's all about. It really is a universal message, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm so passionate about it, the love, and I want to help guide others to experience that as well.
I agree. We're going to get into that more, and we'll take some of your questions if you're in one of our chat rooms hanging on out tonight, or on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Lily Nova is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio, and you can check her on out on our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. Lily Nova Starseed. I'm subscribed. You need to subscribe. Why not? It's what it's all about. Get to know each other on a spiritual plane, much higher than the meat suits that we wear on a daily basis. Spaced Out Radio. We'll be right back right after this. All right, Lily, we got about 6 minutes. I'm going to put you back in the green room, and I'm going to disappear for a couple of seconds. And to our audience, we'll be right back in a couple of minutes here to hang out with all of you. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave. Hi, Angela G. All right, I am back. How are we all doing? We having fun tonight? I'm having fun. Okay, if you have any questions for Lily, put them in capital letters. That way, it's easier for me to grab them and to get them to her. And yeah, remember, you can still join us in Las Vegas for our fan party next month, May 19th through 21st at the Golden Nugget Casino and Resort. We're going to have a bunch of really cool people there for you. We're getting our swag bags ready for you, and it's going to be just awesome. Just awesome. We got a great list of celebrities coming to join all of you guys. We've got a night watch for UFOs just outside the city. We have a experiencers get together. We have a lot of cool stuff. And all of our celebrity guests that will be there for you to hang out with you. If you want to eat lunch with them, breakfast, dinner, whatever you want to share a drink with them, you go for it. That's what it's all about. That's why we do this fan party with you guys. And this is our second annual one. Our next year will be just as awesome. Amy Vegas O is going to be there. Yeah, she'll be looking good as per usual. Thank you tonight to our super chatters so far. Louis ×2, Mike, Kira, Pam, CS, and Derek for Horror Realm. We appreciate the love and support. And we're going to bring Lily in now. And we are going to get going here in about 10 seconds. If you want some SOR swag, just hang on out. And what you got to do is go to spacedoutradio.com. There you go. Here we go.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate earning your listening ears wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on Odyssey Radio, TalkStream Live, and KPNL. All of our archives are free. Join us at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. SACAD. SACAD is your password. Use it wisely, space travelers, as a clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. Here we go once again. Lily Nova is our guest tonight on the big show. Her YouTube channel is Lily Nova Starseed. You want to go hit subscribe on that because she has an amazing channel where she does everything from teaching you how to do CE5 contact with extraterrestrials and UFOs to meditation and self-healing. Lily, thank you so much for being here tonight. We very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. Hello, everybody.
Well, we kind of enjoy your company around here. We do. And Lily, before we get to some audience questions, I was thinking during the break about just your own life and how it's changed and how you're doing this. What is the reaction from people who have followed your brief yet extremely storied career in this? You know, how are you helping people?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm helping open people's minds, even like my brother, my family, people that I'm just meeting on the street are actually kind of reacting to this fairly well. At first, it was kind of, weird or taboo, but helping to make this a less taboo thing and helping it to become more normalized. But then also with, my community on YouTube, helping to empower people and helping them to just create like these meaningful relationships with themselves, spiritually, with these other beings, discovering who they truly are, the power that they have within. I see massive transformations through, like I do guided activations and meditations on YouTube. and just seeing transformation in people, like insane, amazing transformation, spontaneous healings, all of these amazing things. So it's just really exciting. It's nice to be able to help people.
It very much is. And the idea that you are teaching people how to get in contact with ETs, is this what the ETs want? Is this something that they are hoping to do, is to try and transform humanity?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. A lot of these beings, they are like our family. You can think of them as like older brothers and sisters. And eventually, we're going to be joining the galactic community. We're going to be a spacefaring species. And I think it's going to happen in our lifetime. So they're helping us to prepare for this. And they're also going to be helping us with technology, with medicines. Imagine a world where there's free energy, where you don't have to worry about bills as much, or, if you can pay your power bill, all of these things. We'll have so much more time to do what we really enjoy, and also reducing sickness. So they're helping us to transform the earth and making it a peaceful place and a prosperous place, which is exciting.
Somebody who comes at this whole ET contact from a different angle, like you do, like I do, and a number of others, we see what's going on in the world, especially how UFOs have become very politicized over the last couple of years here. And, this kind of actually leads into my Dave 101 tonight with, government officials saying, you know what, we don't want you civilians to be in our way. Let us deal with it. We're the pros. How do you handle something like that when here you never asked for this, much like none of us ever asked for it? It just kind of happened to you. You've been put in this situation where you become a voice for people regarding UFOs, extraterrestrials, and contact. Where do you stand on what's happening around the world, especially in the United States, regarding how political this entire UFO movement has become?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. There's definitely different narratives going on. And I honestly, like, I wouldn't trust the media. There's always an angle with that. So I encourage people to discover it for themselves. I think there's people in the government that they know what's going on. They've known this for a very long time, but they've been trying to suppress it, because then that would mean free energy and technology and things that then we wouldn't need oil anymore. So for those reasons, I feel like it has been suppressed. But I feel like the vast majority of people, even probably in the government, don't they haven't known this about any of this either. So they're starting to try and figure it out as well. But I would definitely be careful about the different narratives out there. We're seeing a lot in the media that there's different agendas. So that's why I just encourage people to kind of the cliche, like going within, don't watch the news or reduce that as much as possible, because it's just going to be confusing. It's to kind of confuse people and invoke fear, really.
Okay, so with you doing CE5 and teaching CE5 pretty much for free on how people are doing it, how do you look at people, say like Dr. Stephen Greer, who charges for his CE5 events somewhere around $2,000 to $3,000 for a weekend to contact aliens? I mean, doesn't this just make you shake your head and say, and wonder how people are just desperate to have this happen, that they'll pay exorbitant amount of money for things they could do from their own home?
Well, thank you for highlighting that, because I put all of my blood, sweat and tears and passion and love into this, and it is free. A lot of it is free on YouTube. Uh, I do appreciate Dr. Stephen Greer, but I think that is probably kind of like, that's a little bit of a downfall, that uh, he charges a lot for things like that, whenever you could literally go in your backyard and do this, or you can do it from home, finding a group of people to do it with. So it's really about like kind of building that community. And yeah, but I do appreciate, I found Dr. Stephen Greer not too long after this started happening to me. And I was already making contact with these UFOs and having these experiences. And then I discovered him randomly, and I was like, oh my God, somebody else is doing this. And, I dug into some of his work, and I do think he does a good job at explaining how we're all connected through consciousness, and does a good job at bringing it to more of like the public's attention in, a scientific way. So I do appreciate him. But yeah, that is very expensive for you can do this on your own time. You can do this in your backyard or, at a local spot for free.
I agree with you. And it just blows my mind, because realistically, if you have the right people with the right intentions, a lot of really cool things can happen when you're feeding off of everybody else's energy. And I don't think a lot of people take advantage of that. I mean, you don't need to find a spiritual group that has, that is all about mushrooms and ayahuasca and other psychedelics. You don't need that. You just need to be able to have a bunch of like-minded people with clear intentions on trying to make things happen. And it may not happen the first one time, 5 times, 10 times, but if you continue to put the intention out there, things start to happen all around you.
Yep. 100%. Yep. Your intention is the most important part of it. Setting and having kind of like that pure mindset. Like they're probably not going to show up if all you want to do is, do it for the Instagram and get a picture, or you just want to see it so that you could say that you've seen it. But if you really, really want to have an experience and you ask for that and set that intention, something is eventually going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I fully agree with you. Let's get to some audience questions here because they are starting to rack up. Let's start off with Brown Dwarf tonight, who is asking, have you ever, Lily, had communication or contact through dreams?
Yeah, that's actually kind of one of my favorite ways that they make contact, because it's very, very deep, very deep. That's one of the 3 ways that they really, really make contact. So if you've ever had a dream of like a UFO or being on a ship or of a being, that wasn't just a dream. Like you were having some sort of a contact experience. So yes, I do. And often they'll give me messages through dreams.
All right, let's go to Ocean. Lily, have you ever had contact with the Irma?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm not positive.
River City Kings, how can people watch ET craft videos on your webpage?
So I did have a lot of it on my Instagram, but that got taken down. So I do have some on my YouTube channel. I have a recent UFO CE5 video that I posted that's on my front page. I have 2 other videos, one of them being how to make contact with UFOs in my CE5 story. And there's a lot of my UFO footage in that video. And then I also have a video how to photograph UFOs in the spiritual world. And I have a lot of examples of my footage in that video as well on my YouTube.
Very cool. Let's go to John. Does meditation help remember lost time?
Yeah, I think so. And hypnosis. I think a lot of people could probably benefit from hypnosis because your subconscious remembers more. They were actually just nudging me to do that earlier. As I was waking up from my nap, they were like, you're going to remember some interesting things if you do hypnosis. So you can do hypnosis, you can find a practitioner, or you can do a meditation. You could probably find a bunch of free hypnosis videos on YouTube that will definitely help you to remember.
Number of people in our chat room right now asking, why were your videos taken off of Instagram?
Well, so there was officially there was different people that were popping up, different accounts that were acting like me. They were imposters and they were like scamming people, trying to scam people. Apparently that's actually very common on Instagram, unfortunately. Like, it makes me sick. So that happened a few times, and we'd have to report them and get them taken down. And then suddenly, just one day, they suspended my account because they said I was pretending to be somebody else. So that was the official reason, but it could have been, other reasons too, but that's just what they made the official reason. So really no reason. It was like a misunderstanding or a personal stab at me. I'm not sure.
All right, let's continue on. Mike is asking, have you ever been part of a hybrid breeding project that you know of?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Still trying to figure that one out?
Yeah, bits and pieces of that that's been one of the most recent things that I've been experiencing and learning. But I do believe that the hybrid programs are way more common than we would think. Very common. And I also believe that some of us have more hybridized DNA also, just as humans. So we're kind of like in a hybrid program ourselves, but then a lot of us in contactees are also involved in hybrid programs off world. Yeah.
Have you met your hybrid children yet?
I have seen a few recently. Yeah. I haven't even announced that on my channel yet. But yes.
It is a trippy experience when you go through that. And I don't think a lot of people understand the mental fortitude you need in order to try and wrap your head around the fact that you have been used in the hybridization program.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a big one. At first they showed me I was getting my toes wet, I guess. They showed me that I had hybrid brothers and sisters from my mother. So they showed me that first and I had to wrap my head around that. And then they kept showing me like children and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Like, nope, 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 nope. And then eventually I did meet some of them, and so it took me a few months and I'm still processing it really. But yeah, so I agree with that.
I have met one.
Wow.
And what I recall of seeing this child was after a horrid experience that I had. And I saw the little gray who performed that horrid experience on me. And I was yelling at him about my sweet revenge that I'm going to get on him next time. And all of a sudden, something caught the corner of my eye. And I watched a little toddler who looked like he was just getting ready to walk, learning how to walk. Kind of, how babies do that duck walk.
Mhm.
And what I recall on that, and what freaked me out about it, was the diaper. The diaper was luminescent green, glowing green with red and black veins running through it.
Wow.
And that child never ever looked at me. Just followed this being around.
Wow.
And it tripped me out. Tripped me out big time. And I know there was a little bit of that conversation when I went under with Geraldine Orozco a year ago, and that I've kind of held to myself. But it is a very, very intense thing to learn about. It very much is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It is. It's wild. Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. Let's go to the Michael Leger. Lily, what is our history here on planet Earth that they've told you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they've shown me bits and pieces, and they've shown me flying saucers with dinosaurs. They show me a lot of this through visions. So there's been UFOs, flying saucers, beings here for millions of years. They've also shown me Atlantis and Lemuria, which was another ancient advanced civilization. So we were very advanced, and a lot of us, I found through the reading sessions that I do on other people, a lot of us actually were in Atlantis also, and it's like we stuck around. So we're like doing it again. But so Atlantis basically fell. There was a cataclysm, and now there are people who are starting to discover and be able to scientifically back this up. So Atlantis fell, tsunamis, and we kind of like restarted civilization and humanity reset. They've also shown me beings, extraterrestrials, specifically one with light blue skin and no hair, but they looked very human. And also these Nordic looking beings, the Pleiadians, with Native Americans teaching them agriculture and how to farm back in ancient times. So they've been here teaching us also and guiding throughout time, throughout ancient civilization. And ancient Egypt is a big part of our history as well. That was created after Atlantis fell.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go to the UK. Tony is asking, what are your thoughts about the very recent video released by the U.S. government in regards to UFOs? And what do you think it's and what it's doing and what it's for? Like, are you paying attention much to that?
Not so much. I know recently there was some talk about, it was all in news, how they shot down these balloons or shot down these UFOs or unidentified. I don't believe that those were actual like extraterrestrial UFOs that got shot down. Yeah, I don't think so. They wouldn't. They're too smart for that.
Oh, yes. I would totally agree with you on that. Totally agree with you. All right, let's continue on here. Let's go to Paramarv. Are you in touch with other Starseed folks? If so, there's some known common objective or goal that you're working toward?
Oh yeah, of course. There's so many online, and there's so many more just awakening and being drawn to this type of information all of the time. So I've met a lot of people through my YouTube channel, Lily Nova Starseed. And our common goal is remembering who the heck we are, figuring out what the heck is going on Earth, and then also helping to shift the planet, helping to, reach our highest potential and just make life-changing transformation to the planet, like herbal medicine, technology, just the whole planet needs a reboot. So that's really what our main goal is.
That's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on here with more audience questions. We got about 2 minutes to go before we got to go to break. At the bottom of the hour, Lily Nova is our guest tonight. Local Boy is asking, do ETs believe in a higher being?
I love that question. So ETs are actually the ones who taught me about spirituality. And after, seeing these UFOs and making contact with these beings, after that is whenever I developed a relationship with God or source or, these higher beings. So yes, they absolutely do.
Rocket 9 wants to know, how long have these ETs been contacting humanity the way they do with you?
It's been a really long time. Like I said, they've shown me bits and pieces of like ancient Native American cities, and the Native Americans know about contact. They know that they're related to these beings that come from the Pleiades star cluster. It's in their spirituality. It's in their legends. So this has been going on for a very, very long time, and it's gonna definitely about to pick up more, I believe.
I think so too. I think there's something going on. Haven't figured it out yet, but I think there's something going on. We'll try and squeeze in one more question here. Do the ETs have the cure for diseases like cancer? If yes, why can't we get it?
I believe so, yeah. And I think that they've probably already tried giving it to us, but it's been suppressed. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but time and time again, you see a lot of like Nikola Tesla. He like had free energy, using energy coming from the ground. And apparently all of his documents were stolen by the FBI or whatever, whenever he died. So I think it's already been out there. It's just been suppressed. So really, we got to get the corrupt people out of the picture. Really is kind of like the number one priority.
That is great advice. Lily, I'm going to get you to hold on right there as we are going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour on Spaced Out Radio. We have her till the top of the hour, Lily Nova, talking alien CE5, which is Close Encounter 5, true ET contact. How do you do it? Can you do it from your own home? Sure you can. You got to be like random guy. Just call in them aliens. They'll show up at the foot of your bed. Why not? He got aliens. Lily's got aliens. I got aliens. You can have your own aliens too. Just ask for them. We'll find out. You think I'm making fun of this, but I'm actually not. Spaced Out Radio continues right after this. Stay tuned. Woohoo! We're cruising tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You having fun?
Yeah. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. I'm looking forward to chatting off camera as well. We got to do that.
Yeah, I my goal next year is to get you and Samantha Mowat in the same room.
Yeah, you were telling me about her last time.
Yeah. If I can do that, holy cow. I will hit the grand prize of woo right there.
So how woo are you?
You want to know?
Yeah, how woo are you?
When I opened up, I had a guru of mine named Pascal. We went for a drive, and about 2 minutes into the drive, he asked me, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? And I made the silly choice of saying all the way. I used to be able to summon UFOs. And I used to get very often contact. I can channel, I can astral travel, I can pick up remote viewers.
Wow.
Like if I'm being remote viewed, I can pick them up.
Wow.
I have pretty good intuition. I've chased down ghosts, and ghosts have chased me down. I've been taken, as far as I know, 8 times that I have recall on. I've met 5 or 6 different species of gray, 1 Andromedan and 2 from
Zeta.
and 2 Anunnaki.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're my bodyguards.
That's awesome. You're more woo than I thought.
I will be getting this as a tattoo very soon. That was downloaded to me.
Aww.
One night. I still don't know what it means. I've had interaction. I've seen 3 Sasquatch, been chased out of the forest by 2 others that I never saw, but the one was talking to us. My house is haunted. I have fairies in my yard. Let's see here. I predicted my friend was going to date a famous rock star, which she did. What else can I tell you?
That's pretty good.
I'm a weirdo. I'm a complete weirdo.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like with the whole UFO thing, you got kind of like the more nuts and bolts people, and then you got kind of like, the woo. I think it just all needs to be mingled in together.
Yeah, it does. And that's where the answer is. It's funny because I was chatting with a scientist today. I'm not going to say which one. And I said, you guys are never going to solve this issue until you accept that nuts and bolts are just a portion of the phenomena.
Yeah.
And until you accept the proper phenomena and all of the phenomena, you're never going to get your answers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right? So let's see here. I just want to quickly say hello to Part Due. Hello, Rain. How are you? Let's see who else has jumped in here. E. Dungarian, welcome to SOR chat. And Amy Vegas. Oh, don't remote view my house because it's really messy. Okay, I won't. Just bring your aliens. I know you got some aliens in there. Let's see who else has joined us here. Chris Teen, welcome. And I think we're caught up there. Random Gee, how are you, buddy? Yes, always have a salt lamp. If you don't have a salt lamp in your house, you should. I got like 5 of them in my house.
I just bought 2 more.
I have a big one. It's like 80 pounds.
Whoa, that's
It's
awesome.
massive. Hey, my ladies from Beyond the Haunting, how are you? And who else do we have? Laurie Barnes, good to see you. Yeah, I got lots of woo. I got plenty of woo to carry you over. If you're missing any woo, just come to me. I got some in my pocket for you. Louis ×2, Mike, Kira, Pam, CS, Derek, Deb, and Mike. Thank you for the super chats. Here we go with the next half hour, everybody. We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. Very much appreciate earning your listening ears. Want to remind you that if you missed portions of this show or others, check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. Final time tonight, we introduce our guest, Lily Nova. She is hanging on out with us. Make sure you go to her YouTube channel, hit subscribe. It's Lily Nova Starseed. Just that simple. And all you got to do is go to that subscribe button and click it. Just boom. That's it. It's as quick as it is. And you can check out all our videos. Lily, thank you so much for being here. Much love to you.
Much love to you. Right back at you.
Yeah. So during the break, I was telling Lily about all my woo, and I think she respects me a little bit more now. It's kind of cool. She's like, Dave, I didn't know you had all that woo. I'm like, oh, I'm a woo-aholic. Oh, I like a good woo every now and again.
Yeah, we should interview you sometime.
Anytime you want, I will make time for you. Anytime, and it's about sharing the stories because everybody's story is unique. And the one thing I love about this field, I love it, is that everybody's stories they may be similar to what you've experienced, what I've experienced, or whatever, but there's always something really unique that's just for them. And we can't reclaim that as somebody else who's like, oh, I want some of that, or this ET gave me a crystal, or the Sasquatch left me some granite rocks as a present or whatever. That doesn't happen all the time. Right. So, I mean, it's just amazing how unique everything is to make those experiences just special, just for you, the individual. I love that about this field. Don't you?
Yeah, I do. And that's one of my favorite things. Whenever I do sessions with people or just chatting with people, I get to hear so many different unique, and it's totally unique between every single person. Like the types of beings, the type of experience, like what you shared about seeing the hybrid child. I've never, that was very unique. to your experience. But yeah, it's incredible. The possibilities are endless, really.
Oh yeah, they truly are. They truly are. Let's get to some audience questions because we are jam packed here. All right, Loco Boy is asking, are we all aliens in a human shell, and our spirits are our true form?
I agree with that. Yep, I do. I definitely do.
Where do you think the soul goes?
That's a good question. I think it's kind of up to us, what we want to do. There's something I discovered called like soul contracts. Like your soul makes contracts, whatever, you want to do. You kind of plan that ahead of time. So it's really, whatever you want to experience. And a lot of us, like the whole star seed thing, we've lived lives on other planets, and kind of like Earth is like the new kids on the block, and that's kind of like the big project that we're working on right now, but we're very, very old. Very old.
Let's go to Human Carl. We never want to misconstrue him with Alien Carl, especially on the anniversary. But Human Carl is asking, Lily, do you do your CE5 meditation mostly indoors or outdoors, or does it not matter?
So at first I was doing it outside always. I mean, that can definitely be helpful if you want to see an actual craft. Now, since my psychic abilities have developed, I'll sit inside and I can connect with them telepathically or through vision. So I don't think it really matters where you are. But outside would be better if you want to actually see a UFO, but you could still have a contact experience inside your house. And actually, after one of my live activations I did a while back with the Arcturian being specifically, I had somebody email me and they said after the activation, a blue orb manifested in their house, and then like flew out, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I think you can be anywhere, but outside maybe helpful to getting you into like a meditative state, and also with seeing craft.
Oh, there's one funny question I do have to get to tonight. I do have to, because there's a lot of BS in this question too. Part 2 is asking, why are all star seeds so good looking, including Dave? Now I know you're full of it on your question when you're saying, my face for radio is attractive. Come on. Lily, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with Samantha. I'll agree with many others, but I'm not agreeing with my part. You can answer
No,
that if you want, but it's up to you.
we got good genes. We got good DNA.
Some of us do. Others have addiction to Taco Bell. Hmm. You know what? Are you vegetarian too?
No, nope. I've tried it. I made it 2 days, and the star beings told me to, like, it depends on your body type, because I'm also a nutritionist, and some people that works for them. Other people it doesn't. But I would definitely, reduce meat and get good quality meat. But yeah, so no, I'm not a vegetarian.
Go to Ocean. Lily, what is the biggest change you want to see since your contact with ETs?
The biggest change that I want to see, gosh, like the sky is the limit. I've just got this vision of a completely different, like a transformed world in my mind. I want people to feel empowered to realize their abilities, realize the possibilities, and also see, the world in less pain and in more abundance. So I think the sky's the limit. And knowing love, like we were talking about earlier, feeling that love, because a lot of us, we kind of get beat up on earth. So discovering that love and discovering who you truly are is just the most incredible feeling. So I want everybody to experience that.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go to Rob G here. Lily, can CE5 be done on a large stage in order to facilitate a mass confirmation event?
I think it could potentially be done that way. And I think eventually it probably will. Right now, it may be more sporadic, because that's going to be like really, really big news. So I think eventually it will be done like that. Yeah, I think so. It depends on if they want to show up, though. Like, they're very intentional about if they want to show up, and they're very specific about like who sees them and the circumstances. So this is being planned out like pretty well, depending on our level of being ready and open as a civilization.
All right, let's move on to a new question here. And let's get to Nathan. Lots of starseed claiming people. They all have huge eyes. Is this a trait?
I think it could be. Yeah. I don't think necessarily it has to be, but I think it could be because I do have kind of, people tell me I have big eyes too.
You should see my sons. My son has the biggest, most giant blue eyes with long eyelashes. Like his eyes are way too big for his head.
Wow.
And he's got these gorgeous blue eyes. I'm so jealous of my son's eyes. Don't know where he gets them from, but his eyes are massive. It's just amazing how blue his eyes are.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool watching him come into his own abilities, because I don't shut things down. I don't sit there and say that was a nightmare or you didn't see that. That was part of your imagination. I don't do that at all. I let him talk to me about it. He was there when we saw the Sasquatch last year. I take him out into the field with me in order to go check things out. And it's amazing to watch him transform into this little spiritual being slowly but surely. He doesn't get it yet because he is way too into his video games and being a 9-year-old.
He's 9.
But he's getting there.
Yeah.
Let's go to Super Crazy. Have you ever seen or been to technologically advanced planets? If yes, what are they like?
So I haven't kind of remembered any like specific memories from past lives or traveled consciously to other planets, but I have seen bits and pieces of Atlantis, and there's a lot of pyramids. There seems to be a lot of pyramids and a lot of technology using crystals, and a lot of also organic, like nature is worked, the technology in an advanced civilization, the technology and structures of things works with nature, not against nature, is what I've seen.
Thomas wants to know, do you practice yoga?
I do not, but I used to. And I was just thinking about doing it again. It is very, very helpful practicing yoga. So yeah, I don't, but now I'm going to start.
All right, let's continue on. Jim wants to know, what's the most basic crystal to use to set intent for communication with the star family?
So quartz crystal is really good. And then also amethyst. I would really, really suggest amethyst. Amethyst is the purple one. And it also helps to stimulate your third eye and your upper chakras, which is a big part of making contact and being able to receive messages from them through these upper chakras. So amethyst and quartz crystal.
Derek would like to know, can you help him heal his swollen legs? Nothing has worked, doctors. Nothing. I'll do anything. Money is not an issue. Please.
I could definitely try. Come to one of the live activations. So I do those every Sunday on YouTube, and people have had very powerful healing experiences from them.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go to Blue Cruise. Do aliens or ETs have their own unique music taste?
I think so, yeah. You know, they're also people just like us. Probably some species may like music more than others. But I think music is also kind of like a universal language. Like, you know, whenever music feels good and it touches your soul.
I look for the metal aliens. If they're not willing to throw their horns up with their 3 fingers, I'm not going with them. I'm not going with them. Paramarv wants to know, Lily, have you physically traveled on one of their ships? And if so, where?
I have, but I have not consciously remembered it yet. They've let me know that I was up there, but they're not allowing me to remember the whole thing yet. Maybe because I wouldn't want to come back down to earth. I'm not sure. But one day, it's a goal.
Oh, yeah. I, a few years ago, had the pleasure of meeting a 12-year-old girl who had flown the craft.
Oh,
Yeah. And I asked her, I said, how did you fly it? And she's like, it just went wherever I asked it to go. I
wow.
said, where were you sitting? She goes, I was sitting in this chair. And she said it felt like it was made for her. And
Wow.
yeah, 12 years old.
That's
12.
incredible.
Yes. Nathan would like to know. He's got a good smile too, and a nice shirt and tie combination in his picture. How do we get to meet or discover our spiritual bodyguards?
I feel like I recognize him. So, how do we meet or discover our spiritual bodyguards? Setting the intention and asking is going to be a really powerful first step. Just ask, okay, I want to meet my spirit guides or spirit bodyguards, and then do a meditation. You can even do a meditation to, meet your spirit guide meditation. That's what I did, and that's how I started meeting these beings.
Yeah, I have met 3 of my guides, and then I've met my bodyguards. The bodyguards are kind of cool because they never talk, and they are massive. They are very cloaked. I never talk about them. This is weird that I'm actually talking about them with you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear
Because,
that.
yeah, I rarely talk. I don't think I've really ever talked publicly about them.
Mhm.
And what's really cool about them is their head is their head is cloaked. Their bodies are cloaked. If you can imagine, they're about 10 feet tall,
Mhm.
but their faces are like a flame on a lighter, and it's surrounded in like a glass dome. That's their,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. I can send them anywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why I don't worry. Like I've had a lot of people say, if you're messing with this stuff, you got to be careful. You got to be, you got to make sure you're protected, and you got to call in, you know, everybody from, Michael,
Mhm.
all the archangels and everything. I'm like, I got my boys. I got
You're
my
good.
boys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I got my boys.
Yeah, you're
Right.
good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll send them to you after the show so you could check them on out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, send them over.
If you see them, you got to let me know, or you got to put it publicly that you saw them.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, they're huge. They're absolutely huge. And so I don't worry too much.
That's good. Yeah.
Blue Cruise wants to know, have some of the this is a different question. Have some of the ET aliens communicated with you through portals as opposed to spacecraft?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So actually the night before I moved into this place, my new place, they told me that there was a portal here in this house. And so since I've moved into this place, which I moved in September, the activity has definitely picked up, and I've started to have more experiences where I'm starting to see into their dimension, assuming through a portal. So like I'll be laying in bed and I'll look up at my ceiling and suddenly I'll start seeing them on my ceiling. So I think that's a big way. Portals is a big way that they can communicate or make contact also. Yeah.
All right. Final question from our audience that I have for you is from Super Crazy Movie Geek. How would we deal with bad ETs or humans from using CE5 for bad, nefarious reasons like spying, etc.?
That's a good question. I set the intention to just transmute that and like send love and light, across the earth. I think that's kind of like the best thing that you could do. Hopefully people wouldn't want to use it in that way. But yeah, I would just set the intention to transmute it in visualizing. So visualization is very, very powerful. We're very powerful manifestors. So if you visualize the earth as being like a beautiful, a light place, more positivity, compassion, and all of that stuff starts fading away, then you're starting to actively create that type of a world. So that's just a very, very powerful technique. So I would do that.
What is something that you want to learn before you feel your mission is complete?
What is something that I want to learn?
Yeah.
Well, oh, there's so many. There's so many questions. They're giving me like kind of little bits and pieces at a time. I would really like to going up on a ship and flying a ship would probably be up there. Yeah.
Yeah. I am waiting personally, and I'm trying to. I've had this intention since I saw a UFO landing 9
Mhm.
years ago. I want them to come in my backyard. My backyard is big enough for a craft. Okay, I've got like a third of an acre of a backyard, or half an acre, about a third of an acre of a backyard.
Yeah.
I have no trees there for them. The most beautiful landing area. I want them to land right after the show, and I want to walk out, go straight on that craft.
Yeah.
Let's fly, baby. Let's fly. That's what I want. All right, we got another question here from Eve. Why is light always paired with love? What's the light part?
So what they've taught me is basically everything is light. Everything is light. We are all light. And then darkness is just an absence of light, is how they have explained it to me. Light and love.
They come together.
Mm-hmm.
They do come together. It's like love and marriage. Anyways, moving on, as we got about 3 minutes to go here. For you, over the next the rest of this year, your job going into summer is going to be trying gain more contact with your own contact. How do you start that process? Is it something that takes weeks, or is it something that takes minutes?
For initiating like contact, starting to get
Yeah.
into that practice.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely if you spend some more time on it, you're going to increase, the chances of something happening. The universe likes dedication and consistency, but it can also happen just once randomly whenever you're not even looking for it. So it's kind of different for each person, but I would highly recommend starting with a 10 to 15 minute a day, either like meditation practice or just going outside, looking up at the sky, just getting in kind of like a relaxed, peaceful state. You don't have to meditate. Nature will help you get into that type of state with that intention, and try to do that each day, if it's even just for a little bit of time. And try that for like a week, 2 weeks, and see what happens.
2 minutes to go here, and I would agree with you on that. Just take the time, and you know what really helps you. You don't even need to know if you're doing it or not. Compliment the universe.
Mm.
Compliment Earth. The power of Mother Earth and the power of the universe really picks up on positivity. So if you're staring up at the stars and you say, "My God, are you beautiful?" It picks up that energy, and it actually can transform that energy into positive light. It's amazing. I mean, it sounds high woo, like high quality first grade A woo, but it's true. I'll give you an example. I am not a tree hugger whatsoever. But when I'm in nature and I go up to a tree and I touch that tree and I tell that tree how beautiful it is, you feel that loving energy come right back into you. Like that tree is like, "Really? You think I'm beautiful? That's so nice of you to say." It literally will talk to you.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing thing if you allow it and you allow yourself to accept that message. Lily, we got 45 seconds left with you. I want to say it is always a pleasure, my friend, to be able to converse with you and hang on out, because I think you're one of the good people out there doing this. Tell everybody where they could find more information on you.
Mm-hmm. So I have a website, lilynovaspaceart.com, that have some of my like space photography, my contact and things on there. And then Lily Nova Starseed on YouTube. That's where I spend a lot of my time, is on YouTube. So I do interviews each week, and I do live activations on Sundays where I help people connect with these beings, as well as do like healing and other. We do various topics each Sunday. And then lilynova.official is my new Instagram. It's like brand new. I'm starting over from scratch on that, but lilynova.official on Instagram.
Excellent. It is a pleasure to have you here again, my friend. So thank you so much for the big time love that you showed us in our audience tonight. Lily Nova, everybody, go check her out. Lily Nova Starseed on YouTube. Coming up next, Danielle Diva is here for the Cryptid Report. We're going to throw her a wrench tonight. And it's Dave 101 night. The news is next on Spaced Out Radio. Great show, my friend. Great show.
It was so nice speaking to you again. And I love what you said near the end, even though it was like, hi, woo, you're 100% right. And
Thank you.
that's actually possibly even, that can be better than just going outside and looking up and wondering where they are. Just send some love out there or compliment the universe. That raises your vibration, and then that will attract them, the loving ones.
I agree with you. I agree. Let's have a private convo soon. Send me your phone number on Facebook,
Okay.
and I'll give you a call soon.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, bud. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Lily Nova, everybody. Look who it is. It's Danielle. Look at that beautiful face. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. Good evening, my friend, or I should say good morning if you're here with me, because here it's already morning. It's Friday here in Alberta, Edmonton, Canada.
You know, I'm going to take a quick break here, Danielle. Okay, but I'm going to throw a wrench in tonight's programming for you because I know you prepared a bunch of cryptid stuff for Duke, filling in for Duke. But tonight I'm going to get you to use your beautiful psychic ability. I am. Because today is the 8th anniversary of Carl appearing at my window. And you're freezing up on me. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to put you back in the green room. I will be right back, everyone. Hello again, Danielle.
Good evening, my friend.
We're gonna we're gonna tag in and tap into your psychic intuition tonight.
Sure.
I got a plan for you.
Okay, you want to do something else? I don't mind. You go ahead. Let's play. I don't have an issue with that. I'm actually in a very good mood. I had a great positive day. I achieve a lot of things, so I'm always open for more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna have fun. We are going to have fun. All right. We're gonna do about just under 3 minutes of Swamp Dweller, and then we'll bring you on,
Sure.
and we're gonna tap into Carl. That's
Okay.
who we're gonna tap into. All right. We'll be right back with Danielle. Thank you to our super chatters, Maggie, Mike, Deb, Derek for Horror Realm, CS, Louis times 2, Pam, Kira, and Mike again. Here we go with the third hour, everyone.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. Very much appreciate earning your listening ears wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on Odyssey Radio, TalkStream Live, and KPNL. All of our archives are free. Join us, will you, at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor. Hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. SACAD. SACAD is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the Newswire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. It is time once again for us to head to the swamp. Our resident swamp dweller takes us on another spooky journey.
Hi, Spaced Out Radio listeners. This is Swamp Dweller. It's time for your nightly dose of spookiness on the show. If you have an interesting encounter or a spooky story that you would like to share, be sure to submit them in at swampdweller.net. You can also find our YouTube channel at youtube.com/swampdwellerreads. Now, let's chill out, relax, and together, let's enter the swamp. I embarked on a solo hiking trip deep within the Canadian wilderness, excited to disconnect from the world and reconnect with nature. As an experienced hiker, I hiked many trails before and felt confident in my abilities, so I set off early in the morning with my backpack, supplies, and a map. Feeling the crisp air on my face and the excitement building within me, the trail was beautiful, with towering trees and sparkling streams. I felt a sense of peace and tranquility that I had not experienced in quite some time. However, as the day wore on, the trail became increasingly difficult to navigate. Finally, the map needed to be corrected and I veered off course. I pushed on, determined to find my way back to the main trail, but as the sun began to set, I realized I was hopelessly lost. I set up camp for the night, hoping to find my way back in the morning, but as darkness fell, a sense of unease began to creep over me. Now, it could have just been that it was incredibly eerie, because it was very silent. It was oppressive. The silence of the wilderness is never something that's good, you know? Every rustle of the leaves or any snap of a twig made me jump out of my skin. As I tried to sleep, I heard strange noises in the distance. At first, I thought it was just animals, but as the noises grew more close, I realized it was something else entirely. It sounded like a human, but no one was around for miles, I was sure of it. I huddled in my sleeping bag, too terrified to move. As the footsteps grew louder and louder, suddenly I began to hear what sounded like a voice. But this voice was harsh and in a whisper, and it sounded like it was saying my name. I knew I was alone. I had made sure, I had periodically checked over my shoulder when I was hiking. There was nobody here. I peeked out of my sleeping bag and I saw a figure standing outside my tent. It was tall and shadowy. It had glowing eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. I screamed and scrambled out of my tent, but the figure was gone in an instant. Honestly, the rest of the night was just a blur of terror and confusion. I stumbled through the woods feeling like something was constantly watching me, waiting for me to slip up. Whenever I thought I was safe, the figure would appear again just out of reach. I don't know how I returned to civilization, but I remember feeling like I had narrowly escaped something terrible. To this day, I am haunted by the memory of that figure in the woods and the strange otherworldly presence that seemed to follow me deep within the Canadian wilderness.
That's why we love the swamp dweller around here, taking us on a spooky ride each and every night, Monday through Friday, to kick off hour number 3. If you want more swamp dweller, all you got to do is go to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/swamp dweller reads. And right then and there, just hit subscribe. You can hear thousands of stories just like that for free. Super Duke, the Cryptid Report with Super Duke. All right. Super Duke's on his way to Nebraska for a giant Bigfoot conference, so filling in tonight from our After Hours program on YouTube, our YouTube channel. You definitely want to hear it, and if you haven't already, here we have Danielle Diva Borozan from the beautiful city of Edmonton, Alberta, where the Oilers are ready for the playoffs, tying in the series 1-1. Yes, against LA. But we're going to do it. Our Oilers are going to do it. Hi, how are you, Danielle?
Good evening, my dear friend. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. I know Duke is enjoying over there. I did chat with him today a couple times back and forth, and I said, don't worry, me and Dave will rock the world. Everything will be okay. So it's my honor to cover for him and to be in the studio here with you and with the rest of our viewers.
We love you here as well. Thank you so much for filling in. You are, what a lot of people may not know, is very highly intuitive. And
Yes.
8 years ago tonight is the 8th anniversary of an alien that I named Carl, who showed up at my window while broadcasting this show back in 2015. And all I saw out my window was a giant gray head with the big almond black eyes. He had cheekbones, he had eye bones around, so it was very, very not smooth. Slit for the mouth, a very tight chin. Obviously doesn't shave, but I named him Carl. That's with a C, Carl.
He has a message for you. If I can,
does?
he does. He's gonna, what I see and what I actually connect when you start talking so the audience know how this does work. Actually, I pick up on your energy, and then actually what I do, I connect with your frequency and with your vibration, and I go and I connect to that. And that's how I actually do the readings, and I connect with basically other souls and their visions. What I can tell you, Dave, he does have a message for you, and I'm going to tell you openly. You're going to hear some very good news by end of the May. And also what he's saying you're not alone. He does come like to visit you. Like maybe you didn't see him, but he does come to visit you, like more than you are even aware of.
Well, I know he comes telepathically. Okay. Physically, I know he is way far out there right now.
Yes.
And that he hasn't come back. I've only encountered him twice. I saw him on April 20th, 2015 at my window. And then in August of 2018, he came back with his buddies. And that was a night I was interviewing Olaf Phillips that night. And just going into, this hour, this last half hour of the show, I started feeling his energy around my property. And I remember saying to Olaf on the air, Carl's back. And he's like, what? I said, Carl's back. I'm feeling his energy. And I was looking out the window and I could not see him. And after the show, I walked out because for people who don't know, my studio is in my house.
Yeah.
for this show. And I walked out the studio. I walked through my house to go to the back door, which opens under my carport. And then I walked through as I'm standing there in my carport talking to Olav on my phone, I had both my vehicles parked down below because I have a 2-tiered driveway. And I saw like a Nike symbol of like a yin and yang at about 6 feet go in between my vehicles from the back end of the vehicles to the front, and then it floated back. Now, this orb was probably bigger than a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And it was white, and it floated on through. So I manned up, and I walked over there to see if they were there. And I didn't see anything. So I said to Olav, I said, I got to hang up with you. I'm heading up onto above my carport where my patio is. I said, because I think I'm going to see something. And I got to call R. Keith Andrews. So I called up R. Keith, and before I call up R. Keith, I have, like, for people who understand, my property is about just over half an acre. And from my backyard to where the trees are in my front yard, I was listening to this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the clicking that you heard on the movie Signs.
Yeah.
And one was clicking up my driveway. Another one was clicking in my backyard. So I call up Keith, and one of the first things he says to me is, have you heard any strange noises? And I said, yeah, the clicking sound. And he does this thing with his throat. He goes, does it sound more like this? And he did this thing with his throat. I don't know how to do it. And I said, that's the sound. And I had him on speaker, and I think one of the beings in my backyard, who I believe is Carl, actually heard him, because as soon as Keith said that, he started in the back. And I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. And after about half hour, 40 minutes of this, I had a projection that I needed to go to the lake, which is about 2 minutes from my house. Now, when I say lake, it's not a very big lake. Okay, but they got a parking lot there, and it was a very clear moonless night. And basically it was, I'm going to see the craft.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the craft there. So I did what any good Canadian would do, Danielle. Instead of turning right to the lake, I turned left, ran to town, grabbed a Tim Hortons ice cap and a donut, and then raced back to the lake. Sat there for about 45 minutes. Nothing there. Nothing. Because, you can't go empty-handed. I mean, if they're going to take me, I need my ice cap.
Yes, I agree with you. I wouldn't go without steep tea, and I'm sure you know that, and many of the viewers know that I cannot go without steep tea, and it's just the way I go. I cannot go empty-handed either. I need my addiction with me. But I would like to share something with you. He's gonna come back again. He is coming back again. He's coming to give you a message, and he doesn't just have a message for you. So he also has a message for your family. It's going to be very helpful message. I'm going to just tell you that. I'm not going to say this publicly. It's going to be connected to your private life, and it's going to help you a lot. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's very positive. And another thing I'm going to tell you why he's visiting you, because there's a connection with him and you from long time ago. I'm not sure, but what I also do see, I see you as a young child being visited by something that, was probably coming from a different galaxies or different, space, not like our Mother Earth. And it's not inner terrestrials, we're talking extraterrestrials. As a young child, you also had a connection, and that's why they're coming back to you. You're marked. They're not going to harm you. They're actually enjoying playing with you and having fun with you. And he's very pleasant, and he does have a message to tell you, the good news are coming. And he's coming more than often to visit you.
So when's he coming back? Because it's been about 5 years since he's physically been here.
I see him coming probably back before end of this year or beginning of the next year, because I see two numbers and it can be year and a half from now. But definitely you will see and feel something and possibility of seeing him. And I will like, if you don't mind letting me know, even privately, or getting a message or something during this summer.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
Yes, something you will get it, Dave, either through the dream or either, he will come and encounter, just like you're saying, you felt something was coming to your house. And I'm sure you won't be alone. Somebody else will be with you, because I see a couple people around you and you will all witness that. You will be amazed.
Where is he right now?
He is exactly across the Milky Way. That's what I can tell you. I see the Milky Way and he's across of the Milky Way.
Yeah, he's still a far ways away.
Yes.
Far ways away. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm sure you know that. And he has a very good soul. He reminds me, I'm sure, Dave, you are a very intelligent gentleman, and I'm sure many of our viewers do know this. He reminds me of E.B. from the Ronald Reagan story, the one who was trying to communicate with the humans when that, basically craft, it happened, like he went down. He reminds me of him. That's what kind of soul he does have. He has a really positive energy. He's one of those good guys. And I'm glad that he's coming in a peace with positive energy, and he's coming to help you. And he's coming with a message. And that's what I like. He's not like a tall gray. Tall gray is something else.
Yeah, he is a seriously soft energy.
Yes.
Soft energy.
Yes.
Curious energy.
Yes. And he knows you from long time ago. Like I'm saying, you had a connection since you were a child. So this is not just like picking up on you or picking on your energy or something because you're adult now and he just choose you. He knows you from long time ago. So that's why it's almost like your mark for this friendship. It's a friendship. It's nothing bad here.
Do I get to fly the craft finally?
That's going to up to him. I don't see you. I'm not going to lie to you. Getting that double and your favorite muffin and getting across the Milky Way, that's going to be his choice. But I'm sure he's going to show you some very unique and some amazing stuff. And you're going to actually see that inside of your dreams. You'll have very nice astral traveling outside of your body. And you're going to share to some of the people at SOR privately, and then whatever you want, you're going to share here. And we're going to all laugh about it. And because I'm going to text you and I will say, I told you so. And you know what I say, I stay behind it.
Well, you know what? I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen, because when you have an experience of a close encounter such as this one, it very much affects you. And, I think about that situation each and every day. I really do think about that situation each and every day because it is so unique for it to have happened. And, I don't care if people believe me or not. I know what I saw.
Yes.
And I'm never ever going to be playing the game or playing one of those people who, makes up stories for ratings or clicks.
No.
Or subscribers. I would never do that. I have too much journalistic integrity to do that.
Yes. And Dave, I respect you for that, and you and I have a really good friendship. And that's what I love about you, because you're honest. And, of course, you have your, journalist experience behind you, but also as a person, you're really, honest and coming out with your story. I also respect that. I have many people coming to me and coming to my studio, writing me, about their encounters. And some of them, like you're saying, they're really scared of being, basically prosecuted and making fun of. But when they feel the comfortable and safety, they open up, they actually feel, much better. And for that, I, honor you, because it's really nice that we have more and more people coming out and giving stories about their encounters. I have plenty of mine, when I was a child. Whatever was paranormal for you, like I'm saying, was normal for me and still is. So I'm used to this. So yes.
I know you're used to it, but where does he come from? What is his where? Which solar system, which universe does he come from?
I cannot lie to you. What I only do see that he's coming across the Milky Way, and it's in a very, very distant, and I see the bright star. Just like I'm very honest, I only share what I see. But I don't, maybe if we sit closely and I try to meditate with you without too many interactions of the others, I can connect and I can try to tell you exactly where he's coming from. But what I see, it's a bright star across the Milky Way. That's exactly, because I'm just like honest like you. What I see, I say. What I don't see, I don't say. That's what I see. And he's coming, Dave, because also because we are encountering many things, and you are the chosen one. He's saying you are the chosen one. You are the one who's going to also receive some messages that other will not. And this is your job, to actually share what, others may hide, or others may not know. So you are the chosen one. That's what I hear from him right now. He has a very soft voice, not a deep, and of course he speaks telepathically, but he's very sweet. I like him.
Okay, so what is that purpose? What are they wanting me to do?
You will be the one who will be just like you're doing right now. You are their channel. You are their channel. So you will be the one channeling and spreading the message, because you are chosen since you were a child to do this. This is not because, of something that you're doing right now. This is from long time ago. This is written long time ago.
Oh, so
Mhm.
interesting. So interesting. I am just blown away. You
Yes,
know,
I'm glad that you're enjoying, but it's true. I like what I'm telling you. You are the chosen one to spread the news, to spread the word, and this is since the childhood, and that's why they're connected to you. But more will come. It won't be just him. There will be also some of his buddies, about 4 or 5 of them. You will see them more.
are they going to park their ship right in my backyard?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do see. I like, so I want to know, the viewers know that I never been at your house, so I'm gonna just explain what I see. I see like a little, like a valley across of your home, so very close. It's like a little slope. That's where they're gonna go. It's like it's not totally flat. It's a little bit slopey kind of there. So you may, and it's very green.
There is a sloped green belt right behind my house.
I didn't have idea. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know. I've been to BC and I traveled to BC a lot, but I didn't go to that area. I've been to Surrey, I've been to Fraser Valley,
Yes, my old hometown.
Revelstoke, all down, but I didn't go in that area. Yes, yes.
Well,
So I've been all
okay,
around there. Yeah, hunting for the Bigfoot too.
Danielle, I want to say thank you for filling in for Super Duke tonight on the Cryptid Report on a little bit of a special event tonight, finding out where's Carl. So we got to wait until the end of the year or early into 2024 to see if Carl and his buddies return. Great. Hope it's not
Yes.
winter, because that'll be cold. Danielle Diva from the After Hours show on our Spaced Out Radio
My
YouTube
pleasure.
channel.
My pleasure, Dave. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Coming up next, get off my lawn. It's Dave 101, because I'm going to tell you I told you so. Then we're going to get to the weird news of the week. Stay tuned. Spaced Out Radio continues after this. That was awesome, Danielle. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Honestly, he's coming back. I did prepare everything, like 2 pages.
I know. I'm sorry.
So I'm glad that you did like it.
I'm sorry.
No,
Blame
no.
me.
I like enjoyable for me. So, oh, no, I don't blame you. It was really nice. I did enjoy it. If you ever need any kind of help, or if you want to do
I know, my dear.
something a little bit different, it'll be my pleasure, to come and help you
I
out.
know.
If you ever need me, I'm here.
And I can't wait to meet you in Vegas, finally. 28 days, my dear. 28 days.
Well, we'll have
until we're
fun.
there.
We'll have fun.
Yes, we will.
Almost there. No worry, boss. You enjoy your time, and I'm here if you need me.
Take care, my dear.
Bye.
All right, Danielle Diva there, everybody. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I love her. Love her. Grantavius, how's your mustache? Please let us know. All right. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. Susie B, how are you? Nice to see you. Love V Love, you got a hug or two from me coming. So there's two. Random Gee is going to give you a hug. Random Gee. Danielle will definitely give you a hug. I'm sure Susie B's a good hugger. She's going to hug everybody. Mm-hmm. What a good night. What a good night. We got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes before we get going. 2.5 minutes, really. So I'll just sit here and look stupid. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Good night, local boy. All right. We got about 1 minute to go here. Thank you tonight to Louis ×2, Mike, Kira, Pam, CS, Derek for Horror Realm, Deb, Mike again, Maggie, and Cat Chaser. Very much appreciate the love and support. Look forward to seeing all of you in Las Vegas, May 19th through 21st at the Golden Nugget. Yeah, that's going to be a good time. A very good time. Here we go. We rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. My name is Dave Scott. Yes, aliens do exist. Want to remind you that if you missed most of this show or others, check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor. Hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the Newswire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. It is that time of the night where I tell all of you to get off my lawn, because I'm about to tell you I told you so on the Dave 101.
It's time for Dave 101.
I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. You know, when you put your face and name on the line like I do with Spaced Out Radio, it comes with a lot of good, but there's a lot of negative that also flows through that. People don't like your opinion. They don't like your show. They don't like the questions you ask. They don't like your haircut. They don't like the shape of your face. They don't like the fact that you call UAP UFOs. They don't like the fact that you don't like the word squatch and many other things that people don't like out there. Well, one of the things that people have criticized me for over the last little bit here is the fact that I am extremely pro-experiencer in the UFO phenomena. A lot of people will tell me, why do you support such anecdotal stories, such false stories, people lying for attention? My argument is always simple. You've never stood in their shoes. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know what they've gone through. So who are you to make a comment that you don't believe them or that you don't trust what they are saying? Look, there are charlatans in every field. It doesn't matter whether it's UFOs, the paranormal, golf, hockey, baseball, knitting, crocheting, restaurant advocacy, whatever it may be. There are charlatans in everything. And we are no worse for wear. There are people there that'll just criticize you for no reason. But for months, we have been forewarning our listeners that there's a big narrative going on that we don't like. And that is the fact that your experiences do not matter. There are people out there trying to control this entire UFO narrative or UAP narrative that basically they don't care what you've seen. They don't care what you've experienced. They don't want your blurry photos. They don't want your cell phone grade videos. You are useless to the study. We've been told this on this show. And more so, it was ingrained in us within the latest UFO hearings where Aero director Sean Kirkpatrick basically said he wishes the public would get the hell out of the way and let the professionals do their job because we're just wasting time. We are just taking up space. We are just bringing information together that makes no sense. And really, they only want military information. They don't want the stats from MUFON or NUFORC or CUFOs or any other UFO group out there. You mean nothing. Your experiences with UFOs or the paranormal or alien contact means nothing. And I told you so. I told you that these people only want one thing, and that is military answers to a non-military issue. That is wrong. That is so undervaluing the phenomena that it's unconscionable that smart people like this are downplaying what everyday people are experiencing. I don't get it. I had one conversation with a scientist today in an online group that I'm in, and I'll read it to you. I really don't care. But I'm going to read this to you because I think it's important for you to understand the attitude of many of these people. Now, I'm not going to put this person's name out there because that's really irrelevant, because I believe this person speaks for a number of different people and the entire cause against the experiencers. This person wrote, Arrow was directed to deal with specifically the unknowns using military, NASA sensors and equipment that provide him, aka Sean Kirkpatrick, the quality data he needs. He does not want anecdotal and blurred video civilians and pics and videos which yield no scientific value. That was answering my question was, we're all talking science. Did anyone else catch the idea that Sean Kirkpatrick's not interested in civilian reports or research? So I responded to this well-known scientist. I understand, but there are a plethora of high-quality researchers who have gathered high-quality evidence outside of the storytelling that have decades of quality information that could help the cause. David Marler, Richard Dolan, Michael Schratt, to name a few. And what if this phenomena goes beyond science, which many of your own colleagues at the Science Coalition of UAP Studies or the Galileo Project and others seem to suggest? This person responded to me, again, Kirkpatrick's not going to dig up the past cases and data. He obviously blew off all the witness testimonies he's received prior to this hearing. He is only going to take info he's received on classified sites and will take NASA and other agency data as it comes in. Not sure what beyond science means, since science tries to account for everything. If it can't, then it leads to further study. No one can explain consciousness, but that doesn't stop the efforts to get the answers. Can't speak for Galileo Project and not speaking for views of SCU members. I said, well, Lou Elizondo believes that Sean Kirkpatrick is setting himself up to lead Enigma Labs after his retirement in 12 to 16 months. Interesting, isn't it? The scientific community doesn't care about you if you're an experiencer in this field. If you've seen UFOs, they don't care. If you've had extraterrestrial contact, they don't care. If you've been abducted by extraterrestrials, they don't care. You could have all the proof in the world. You could have trail cams set up in your house, live cameras set up all around the inside of your bedroom. You could set up anything you can for detection and get the best evidence ever. You could catch aliens in your room about to abduct you, and they don't want it. They don't want it. Because you and your stories mean nothing. Mean nothing to the cause, and they want you to go away. This is something that we have been talking about for months, once again, on this show. My answer to that is this. If anybody in the scientific community would actually take their earplugs out and listen, the reason why they're not solving anything in this community is because they are leaving out a giant part of this community. You need the people and their stories and evidence that can corroborate what you are scientifically studying. Those people, many of them, not all of them, but many of them have had downloads, have had shapes that they don't understand downloaded into them, binary codes, and many other things happen where they can explain things to these scientists to maybe give them some answers. But no, we don't want to go there. We don't want to take that evidence and run with it. It's not good enough for us. People, go away. We don't need you. You are blowing up ufology with useless chatter, is what we hear. Is it unfair? 100% it is. Are the critics out there going to laugh at this, point their fingers, and say, you people are a bunch of idiots? Of course they are. This has been a controlled narrative since we heard the term UAP come out. And that was in 2015. Then in 2017, more videos come out of UAP. UAP this, UAP that. UAP is nothing but man-made objects. Another thing Kirkpatrick stated in the UFO hearings as well. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with me. But I told you so. And I have no problem saying that. No problem. There are going to be people who argue with me over this, and I'm okay with that too. That's freedom of speech. You don't have to agree with me on the UAP front, which many don't, or the fact that you, as an experiencer, mean nothing to the cause. Look, there are people out there who have high quality information. And to me, it's a wonderment that people who've spent 30, 40, 50 years in gathering data and evidence are not even being contacted by these scientists to try and figure out the true cause. Hey, government, if you have a craft, why is it top secret? If you have alien bodies, why are they top secret? If you have contact with an alien species out there, why is it top secret? You're garnering nothing from that except selfishness, and add to the fact that you are forgetting that every single person on this planet is going to be affected by this decision. Every single one. There's not a person on this planet, no matter how educated they are or what kind of jungle they still live in, that will not be affected by this decision. You don't know what's going on because you're leaving out a giant piece of your own puzzle that you have created. You may have the edges done, but how are you going to fill it in if you don't have the colorful pieces that put it all together, which are the people who are seeing, hearing, and feeling things on a nightly basis? There are millions of people who have seen UFOs just in North America alone. There's probably over 1 million people who have been taken, and a number of those who've been taken multiple times, who've had downloads, who've had screen memories, who know what it's like to see inside of a craft. And those people, if you listen to their stories, don't know each other, but for some reason, they can connect on exactly what is going on. How is that so? Are they seeing the same things? Are they listening to too many podcasts? Sure, you can make up your excuses or whatever you want to believe. But this is a phenomena that's happening. This is a phenomena that is going to take everybody to try and figure out. Whether they're educated and scientific and nuts and bolts, or whether there's somebody who believes in the woo and the contact that's happened to them. You don't have to like it, science people. You don't have to like it at all. But what you can't do is rule it out because you don't believe in it. Remember, the only one of the only things I know about science is that personal opinion doesn't matter to the evidence. You may have a personal opinion on experiencers. You may have a personal opinion on what is their evidence. But your opinion means nothing to the calculations. Opinion is not science. Opinion is arrogance. And that's all we're seeing out of the UFO narrative right now is arrogance. That is your Dave 101. If you like or dislike what I said, and you checking this out on our YouTube channel, leave me a comment below. Discuss, debate me. Call me an idiot if you want. It's quite okay. I can take it. I'm a big boy. Let's get to Shirky Poo's news.
What time is it?
It's time for Shirky Poo's news!
A waitress in Japan took the Bloody Mary drink a little too literally. Yeah, the waitress at a cafe in Hokkaido was fired for allegedly mixing her own blood in the drinks she served. Yeah. The cafe in Sapporo tweeted on April 2nd that they have fired an unidentified woman who made customers drinks called orikaku, or original cocktail, mixed with fruits, colorful syrups, and her own blood. Such an act is no different from part-time job terrorism and absolutely not acceptable, the cafe said, adding that the business was shut down for a day to replace all of its drinking glasses. The owner of the cafe also apologized. The name of the business reportedly translates to Problem Child Concept Cafe. Seems about right in this one, doesn't it? Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of dimes from a truck break-in were spread all around a parking lot. Police in Northeast Philadelphia are looking for suspects after a truck was broken into and hundreds of thousands of dimes were stolen. The truck was found last Thursday morning at a Walmart parking lot. Police said around $270,000 worth of dimes were stolen. A number were even found scattered in the area. Yeah, the local news area said the truck driver picked up the dimes from the Philadelphia Mint a day earlier, but the driver went home to sleep before driving to Florida. Truck driver parked the big rig in the Walmart parking lot. When he came back Thursday morning, he found the trailer door was open. Well, that's not good. Yeah, no. You're going to lose some money that way, by the way. Never park in a Walmart parking lot there. Walmarts are getting dangerous down there. So is Targets. My goodness. What's going on? Tempers can occasionally flare during competitive games of Monopoly, but what happened recently in Brussels, Belgium, was totally next-level stuff. A session of the Ageless board game ended when a man approached players with a Japanese samurai sword. Holy cow. The incident happened around 5 a.m., according to police. They said 4 people were playing on the sidewalk outside their home quite loudly. Father and son who lived next door were woken up by the noise. Tempers allegedly flared. The son allegedly came out with a sword, and that's when things escalated. You know, you're never going to get anything peaceful done if you exit your house with a sword. So, this is what happened next. Yep. He and one of the players then started fighting over the sword. They were both injured and taken to hospital. Go figure. The report said the son was struck in an artery, and remained in critical condition. Great. The kid got stabbed with his own sword. An Oklahoma elementary employee has been charged with misdemeanor assault and battery after being accused of hitting a child with a dodgeball. Oh, come on. Come on. This is legal, man. Who doesn't hit their kid with a dodgeball? According to court documents, a student at Carriage Hills Elementary went to the principal after the man allegedly hit him 3 times, once in the back, once in the leg, excuse me, and once in the face, knocking their glasses off. Okay, that's a bad one. The report said the child said the employees had hit them with the ball after the child accidentally hit the employee with it when it bounced off another kid. Other children corroborated the story. The employee said the child threw the ball at them and another teacher. The employee was released on $1,000 bond, and a court date has been set for May 10th. Come on. It's dodgeball. The kid threw the ball back at them. They know the game. And yes, I do know that sometimes adults take it a little far, and, especially when it comes to kids. But what's next? Are we gonna ban parents from having Nerf gun wars with their kids, or moms and dads wrestling with their child and suplexing them on the bed or into a swimming pool and then pinning them for a 3 count? Is that next? Dodgeball is part of history. Reminds me in some Canadian cities where these egomaniacs have banned street hockey. All right? Because somebody's tulips had a leaf fall off of them. Terrible. Dodgeball is fun. It's Americana at its best. If you can't throw a dodgeball at someone's body, get the hell out of the gym. All right, we're going to end it with this one. A 13-year-old boy had to be freed from a claw machine after he climbed inside hoping to score a prize. According to a North Carolina amusement park, Carowinds officials were alerted just before 2 p.m. last Sunday that the boy was inside the game, which contained plush prizes. The medical response team unlocked the machine, and the boy was able to get out. He was treated and released from first aid by his guardian. The boy is now banned from the park. Good for him. But dodgeball isn't good. Yeah, go figure. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god of self. Special thanks to everybody listening in at work, at home, in your cars, wherever you may be. Thank you to everyone in our chat rooms tonight. YouTube, Twitch, LGAB, Facebook, Spreaker, the Space Travelers Club, LinkedIn, and on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio.
I know you're out there somewhere.
Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thank you so much for choosing to share your evening with us, because together, my friends,
Don't make a mistake. We're watching.
we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Yes, the Woo train has docked for the night. But soon, my friends, we shall ride again. Your seats are always available. Your tickets never expire. And if you want to bring a friend, they better like dodgeball too. Good night. You know how many times I got hit in the head playing dodgeball with teachers and students? My God. Just amazes me. Just amazes me. I tell you, if I ever give up this show, I am going to go on a total tirade of what's going on these days. My goodness. I was watching a video on Facebook earlier today where a little 6-year-old girl was arrested at school and actually put in handcuffs. Now, I'm hoping that that's not real. It looked pretty real from the police body cam footage. Okay, dodgeball is a game that makes you, it toughens you up. All right. Hey, MD Paranormal Adventures, Patricia, welcome to our chat room. How are you? Lily Nova's still hanging out. That's cool. I'm going to cut this bad boy up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not going to lie. I would have thrown the dodgeball at the kid too. I mean, you don't whip it at the kid. There's a big difference between throwing hard and not throwing hard, okay? There's a big difference. You don't do that. You don't throw it hard at a kid. But if you're going to take away something like dodgeball, cancel dodgeball culture, that's terrible. Oh. Drives me nuts. Mass Shadows, how you doing, man? Jeremy Jones? Oh. Drives me bonkers. Absolutely, Blue Cruz. Said perfectly. Dodgeball is a rite of passage to other more violent sports and game activities. No elementary student should miss the experience. Bingo. See, this is what happens when we've started a soccer culture. Okay, you can blame all of this on people allowing their children to play soccer and participation badges. Of course, the viciousness, Dave Walters, made it great. That was the purpose. Derek Galloway, you will get some. You will get some beard oil swag, I promise. Absolutely. There was nothing better than beating your best friend on the other team, especially if you got him in the nuts. The nuts or the headshot was the key to it all. Now, a lot of people will say, well, this was an adult throwing it at a child. Yep. Yeah, it was. It's teaching that kid to use their head on a swivel. I don't know. Absolutely mark him. The best was if you hit him at the feet hard enough to knock him down. That was a good shot. But everything is becoming way too organized. I watch junior hockey players here in town now having to wear full face shields to cover their face. I see, you watch kids play softball or baseball now, and they got to wear, like, especially the girls in fastball, they wear these football cages on their batting helmets. It's okay to take a ball in the chin every now and again, or a ball to the chest, or ball to the ear. Okay, yes, somebody's going to get hurt. Sports isn't fun. Okay, what makes it fun is learning new skills and winning at those skills. Like, you don't see people going into martial arts and putting on 50 pounds of body armor just to learn karate or judo or something along those lines. You just don't see that. Why? Because they stick with the tradition. And when people try and change it, they say, "You don't like it, leave." Right? Lacrosse. You don't see much change in lacrosse. Those guys would body check their own mothers if it meant getting the ball out of the defensive zone and into the other net. I got into an argument the other day with this guy. It's still actually going on Facebook, because they showed this junior hockey game from somewhere here in BC where the kids were punching each other with full gloves on because they have cages on now and they're not allowed to take their helmets off. I said, this is crap. Absolute garbage. And this guy, well, what do you want them to do? Hurt themselves? I said, it's hockey. I said, obviously you've never played. It's hockey. Injuries happen. Fights happen. You don't fight somebody with your gloves on. It's against the code. Mm. Bingo, Eric. Gotta drop the gloves. Believe it or not, dropping the gloves in hockey, okay, it's scary, yet one of the most beautiful things ever. It really is. Yeah, you can get hurt. Yeah, you can get knocked out, whatever. It happens. It's still a beautiful thing. Full gallop on a horse is fun. That scares the daylights out of me, though. In 2 seconds here, guys. Just got to clean up a few things here. Hold on. Really? Log in. Log in. Log in. Oh. All right. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Markham, tell everybody how I weirded you out with the pendulums. right. I am back. And yes, I am wearing pants. I always wear pants or shorts during the show. I've never done a show in underwear. Nope, have not. Should go a little blurry here for a moment. Close that off. And did Markham tell the pendulum story? Hold on. Oh, you did too. Good. It's all good. Yeah, I'll never forget Markham's eyes growing to about the size of tennis balls. It was awesome. Where is RG? Where is old RG? Where's random Gee? Oh, yeah. He's probably trimming his mustache. No, I don't wear a toupee. This is all natural here. There is no male pattern baldness whatsoever. Bad D Cohen. Bad D Cohen, missing the show for a case at work. Oh, that darn work. You have to tell them, hey, I'm busy right now. I'm busy, man. What are you doing? I'm busy. That's what you tell them. Dave's next haircut is scheduled for May 4th. May the 4th be with her scissors. Ems Wills, what's happening? Ems, if you're trying to grow a beard, I do have some beards here in studio that you can have. I still have my hair. Hold on. I found this the other day. I still have my hair. Look how curly that is. Can you imagine? Just throw a couple of these up in here. Remember that look? Look at that nice curl there. All natural, that curl. Maybe I should grow my hair back. I'm bringing this to Vegas. Hey, Xochitl, how are you? Hold on. Let me. I still remember when Xochitl was a Paez and not a Richards. Then she went and got married on us without telling us. I cut it because it stopped growing. Markham, when you're done with that beard, I want it for my office. That's a good manly beard. Done. All right. Who's on tomorrow night? Tomorrow night on the show, Matt Lay is going to join us from beautiful Saskatchewan. Talk about all of the really cool things on how to learn how to paranormal investigate. We're going to talk to Matt tomorrow night. It's going to be great. Talk about a wonderful beard. You'll see a great beard tomorrow night, people. Fantastic beard. Big thank you tonight to Louis ×2, Mike ×2, Kira, Pam, CS, Derek through or on behalf of Horror Realm, Deb, Maggie, Cat Chaser, and Derek again. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for the love tonight. And we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay healthy, my friend.
You too.
If you need bail money, give me a call.
Always, Dad. Take care.
You too.